This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Gabe Neitzel, ESPN legend John Anderson, and former Packer Brian Balaga. Here's Alex Strofe.
All right, away we go. It's game day for the Green Bay Packers at 3-1-1. They head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals, a 3:25 kickoff between those two teams. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Super Bowl champion Brian Balaga hanging out with you this afternoon as we get you set for Packers Cardinals. Hello, Gabriel. How we doing? We recovered from the Brewers' loss.
No, but we're gonna, just kind of keep on soldiering on, and we've got the Packers to talk about. But yeah, I mean, it still stings.
John Anderson, you okay? You hanging in there?
I am not okay. I'm not even going to pretend to be okay.
I appreciate that. And Brian Balaga just experiencing PTSD from the 2016 NFC Championship game when he had to take a charter bus to Milwaukee to fly out after the Packers' flight is delayed 5 hours last night to Arizona. Good afternoon, Brian. How are you?
Great, yeah. PTSD. What's going on with the Packers? Or at least last night was going on in Green Bay. I'm doing okay. Looking forward to see if they better look than we did. At least they did.
All right.
See how their trip to Arizona.
Hold on, we're gonna figure out the audio issues we're having with Brian. A little in and out with Brian this morning, but we will have him retell the 2016 fog story once we get reconnected with him as the Packers. 5-hour delay last night, Gabe. When you saw that pop up from Adam Schefter last night, what was your reaction?
Yeah, not great. And I guess my question is, if they're taking two planes, and I heard you talking with Jason Wilde about this earlier. So for those who don't know, they take two planes when they're doing this. Jason had said it apparently started during COVID, where they decided to, the non-team personnel on one plane and then kind of the team itself along with coaches on another. Like, if one of the planes was good to go and the other plane was not, why not just flip the planes to make sure, I don't know, the team gets there instead of the non-essential personnel who's going to be playing in a football game 3 hours from now? That's my question. If you had issues with one plane and you had two planes, how come you didn't put the players on the plane that actually is functional?
Yeah, it's a fair reasoning by you.
Yeah.
I would imagine the plane had already taken off.
Hey, but
turn that puppy around and trade spots.
Why did it take off? You got two planes. Like, if you knew the other one was not in good shape, okay, hold that one. Take everybody. I don't care if you got to deboard Wes Hodkiewicz. I love Wes. But sorry, Wes, you got to get off the plane.
Wow.
Jordan's got to get on.
I won't argue with you on that.
I think he'd understand.
Yeah, John, I don't know where your expertise lies in regards to air transportation, but quite a story last night for the Green Bay Packers.
Well, first off, that was an unnecessary shot at poor Wes. That guy gets enough crap from between Wilde and Domofsky. He gets enough crap from those guys, but it's nice we're going to stack on him that somehow this is his fault. I don't understand the two-plane thing to begin with. If you need a second plane for non-essential people, you're taking too many people to your football game. Okay, but I think that now, like, they have the assistant inside safeties coach or whatever. Like, I think the thing has ballooned. The number of people involved. If we need to get rid of some personnel, now I sound like the Doge people. I think I can just cut some folks out of there. It's not what I mean to be doing. I'm just saying there's a lot of folks. It's like watching basketball games. Remember, like, when they were all in suits, you didn't realize how many people there were on college basketball benches. And then when they all wore the pullovers together, you're like, my God, there's 40 people in matching pullovers and there's 9 guys in sweats. Anyway, I would get the team there first. I don't think it has to be that big a deal, right? So much of it is just your attitude. Here we are, dude. We're stuck in the tarmac. Well, let's go out there and run some plays. We could do a walkthrough as long as we got 5 hours. We got some things that we can work on. Let's take them to our advantage. I do think traveling west we get a break there. It's a little easier to travel west than it is to travel east for those guys. So I think if the attitude's right, you can get through it. But part of me also is someone who has run into more travel problems than they care to speak of over the last 3 years. Like, I'm glad somebody else is getting it stuck to them. as often as I've had to sleep in the Charlotte airport or, wait in Atlanta for a flight. I'm like, it's okay. You'll survive, but not ideal,
I
but
feel
certainly you can overcome it.
to your point though, John, of as long as they have a decent enough attitude about it, I feel this has been like the biggest glaring weakness of Matt LaFleur. Like anytime they have any sort of travel issues, they have to go overseas, they got to go down to Brazil. Like he's got a problem with it and he just can't help himself but complain about it. And I feel that permeates throughout the rest of the team. So I feel like that's the biggest weakness right now of Matt LaFleur is whenever they have travel issues, he's just not able to deal with it well.
Maybe we go back to the 30s. We're just going to put you on a train for San Francisco. See how that works, taking 3 days getting out.
Transcontinental, baby.
Right? Let's get you one of those yellow Bluebird school buses and drive you 6 hours and just shake it out and go play 20 minutes after you arrive. Come on.
Inhale the diesel, the diesel fumes.
I bet Balaga's been on a Bluebird before having to play a game and then just went out and kicked some ass and didn't care. That's the kind of attitude you got to have. It's like, let's just embrace it, and then let's just go overcome this, and let's just let them fine. We can overcome the Wright brothers issues that we have going.
The Wright brothers issues, as Brian Balaga rejoins us here on Green Bay Game Day. Brian, does this throw off the team's moxie mindset at all if you're dealing with these travel bugaboos?
Well, first I want to make sure I sound okay.
You sound great.
We're good.
Okay? Audio's fine now?
Yes,
all right.
You're good.
Well, I will say, like, for a body clock standpoint, it certainly does a little damage to it, right? I mean, they're going from Central Time to Mountain Time, and I doubt that they went back home while they were hanging around waiting for this airplane to get fixed or get a new one or whatever they were doing. I mean, that was 5 hours.
Yeah, new one came in from Detroit.
Oh yeah, that's so
compliments of Dan Campbell. Have at it.
Yeah, exactly. So they were just hanging around Austin Strobel, doing nothing for 5 hours essentially. So as they were just kind of hanging out there, it's just wasting time, right? And then they fly out, whatever, what is it, 4 hours or whatever it may be, 3.5. I don't know the exact flight time, and it's Mountain Time there, so they're changing body clocks and everything like that. And then they get to Arizona, and then they're skipping meetings, and it's just the adjustment period it's difficult. And should it not mess them up? I mean, theoretically, no, but there's a lot of things, and guys are on schedules, and there's routine and things like that when you travel. They just throw all that out the window, right? Like that's all gone now, and you just kind of have to throw everything that you're used to doing out the window and just kind of skip it. And just essentially you're saying, all right, we're going to the hotel. We're going to get something to eat, go to bed, and we're moving on to Sunday. And that's essentially what I'm assuming they did, because you're not going to go to meetings. You're not going to be able to do this or that because you want guys to get to sleep and essentially get back on schedule, because that's what you're doing right now.
So bring us back to January of 2017. You're going to Atlanta for the 2016 NFC Championship game. And this is really the only other time I remember any travel difficulties for the Green Bay Packers. You were obviously a part of that team. Walk us through what happened that day.
Yeah, that was quite the day. Well, I mean, show up in an NFC Championship. So normally things are, very smooth. We'll say very smooth for an NFC Championship. Things, I mean, it's a pretty easy operation. We show up and, it's a little foggy out, but nothing that you would assume that is going to hold up a flight. I mean, nothing that one would assume, but, start to board the plane, and they kind of halt things. They're like, hey, we're going to be delayed a little bit. And you're like, well, okay, then you got to wait for the fog to burn off and this and that. And, you're like, all right, whatever, not a big deal. An hour turns into 2, 2 turns into 3, 3 turns into 4.
Lovely.
And the next thing the fog doesn't clear, and they're going, hey, we got to get on a bus and drive to drive to Milwaukee to get on a flight in Milwaukee because there's not much fog in Milwaukee. And you're like, wait, are you serious right now? So the fog's not going to lift in Green Bay, but it's okay in Milwaukee about 2 hours. It's fine there. And everyone's like, yeah, I mean that's essentially what it is. So we weren't supposed to leave until, normally we take off around, it was only in Atlanta. So, leave around 1 o'clock. It wasn't too late or too early. But when you get delayed that far or that much, now we didn't depart Milwaukee until I think like 7 o'clock.
Wow.
At night. Then you fly to Atlanta. Or drive to Milwaukee, fly to Atlanta. We got to the hotel. It was about midnight.
Oh, wow.
I think midnight. Then guys are getting to the hotel. Then you drive to the hotel. I don't even know where the hotel was. It was pitch dark out. Drive to the hotel, maybe get something to eat. And I think we had the 3:25 kick, or maybe the 4:25 because it was Eastern time. It was essentially like wake up and go because guys are tired. It was. I don't want to say it was doomed because we're professionals. We should be able to snap out of it, but it felt doomed. It really felt doomed. It was the most chaotic thing. It just was chaotic. And you never would imagine that happens to a professional team before an NFC championship game, but it was just one thing after another. You think, okay, because the weird part was a bunch of the wives, they flew down there. They flew out of Green Bay. They chartered a plane. They got on a jet, private plane. They were out of Green Bay. They flew out of the fog. They were fine.
No kidding.
They were good. Oh yeah, they were fine. They got out of there. The pilots. They got right out of the fog. But since we were a commercial technically charter with Delta, they're not going through that fog. They don't want to go through that fog. So we drove up to Milwaukee to do that. So
that
it was
funny.
It was because my wife was texting me. She's like, "Have you guys even left yet?" I'm like,
I'm driving past Manitowoc.
Yeah, I'm like.
We tried Appleton first, and then that didn't work.
Yeah, I'm like,
Wausau was no good either. Wausau was fogged in. We tried a lot of those places. We took a ferry over to Grand Rapids, and we flew out.
Yeah, and it's this is incredible. You're in Atlanta before I am. I hope you have a good night's sleep. Enjoy yourself. Hope you get a good dinner. Enjoy the steakhouse. Just enjoy yourself.
It's been 9 years. Brian doesn't sound bitter at all.
Yeah, because it's just one of those it's an NFC championship game, right? It's one of those things that you get so many, crack. I don't want to, not to hurt anyone's feelings, cracks at the plate. Sorry, Gabe. It's
all right. Hey, no, I get it. You got
wound's a little fresh, Brian. Wound's a little fresh.
I know. I don't want to. I didn't want to go there, but I'm just saying. You only get so many, shots at this thing, and that was one of them. And it's when you arrive to the location you're supposed to play at the NFC Championship at essentially 1 o'clock in the morning, the day of the game. It's tough. It's tough, and I guess if you watch that game and see how we played, well, you would imagine something happened because Atlanta ran us out of that building in about the second quarter, and that's what it looked like. So, it was interesting to say the least that day. But they got into Arizona at probably 9 o'clock, so they should be okay, I would imagine. But again, it's a matter of them getting to the hotel, adjusting, and getting their bodies back on schedule as fast as possible.
And that is
so. If we're looking for signs of that, Brian. Where is it? Is it little dumb things like a pre-snap? They blow stuff. Is it a lethargy in the play? Where, if we're looking to see kind of signs of something happening there, where will it appear?
To me, yeah. To me, I think it's you see it in kind of slow starts. A very slow starting team, because that's to me what it'll look like, right? Low energy, slow start is what it'll appear as. Because to me, that's what we were in 2016. We came out of the gates And like we felt okay, like maybe for a series.
Mm-hmm.
And like we had that drive, and then I think we had a fumble inside like the 5-yard line as we were driving, which I think kind of killed the momentum. And once we fumbled that ball inside the 5-yard line, man, it just absolutely tanked us.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, that was it. Like it's like we couldn't recover from it. And it was like we just couldn't get going again. And it was, we had no juice. And that kind of is like a sign of it. So like, to me, that's what I'll be looking at. Like, are they like slow starting? Is there not a lot of energy? Are guys kind of lethargic? Because that would be the sign that like this had a toll on them, right? It's on their legs. They didn't rest properly. I mean, there's a lot of different signs that can show to it. I mean, mentally they're fine. I mean, it has nothing to do with the playbook or knowing. Like, I mean, come on, that's not it. If the guys are you know cram sessions on Saturday night and they need all the time they get, they probably shouldn't be on the field. We'll just put it that way. There should be no late night cram sessions in Arizona to make sure
I would
know
hope
what
not.
they're doing. Yeah, that should not be the way it goes. But it's more of just like getting their bodies back, right, from a long travel day and all that. And when you're sitting around an airport for that long, and then you're on the flight, and then you're changing time zones, that's more of the issue that I would see taking a toll on them.
About 3 hours away from kickoff between the Packers and the Cardinals down in Glendale, Arizona, where they are in Mountain Time, but they're Pacific Time, kind of 2 hours behind. So it's a 1:25 kickoff. Arizona time zones confuse me. Hey, Green and Gold fans, it is game day. Kick off your tailgate with Bacardi, whether it's a Bacardi and Cola, lime and soda, or spiced and cola. Bacardi is your game day go-to. Grab a bottle at your local retailer. Live passionately, drink responsibly. Bacardi USA, Miami, Florida. Rum 40% alcohol by volumes. Will Josh Jacobs go or will he not go? We get into the Josh Jacobs debacle after this on Green Bay Game Day.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee's Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. Professional athletes trust Neurospine Center of Wisconsin, including baseball, where surgeon Dr. Brandon Rebels helped get Milwaukee's MVP back on the field for a stellar season. We can help you too, with the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes. You can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
October is here, and if you've got old windows, it's time to eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation. Right now, during the Brewers postseason, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. And be sure to ask how you can score a pair of tickets to a 2026 Brewers home game. Don't miss out on free windows, 0 payments for 2 years, and Brewer tickets from Window Nation, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Offering soon, so visit windownation.com now to get started.
Bucks basketball is back and it's time to play. There's nothing like the energy inside Fiserv Forum. The roar of the crowd, the freakish slam dunks, the buzzer-beating threes. Catch the home opener Wednesday, October 22nd against Washington. Then don't miss New York on Tuesday, October 28th, and Golden State on Thursday, October 30th. With new additions to the squad like Miles Turner, this season is set to be electric. Get in on the action with the ticket plan that works for you. Don't miss a moment of the excitement. Get your seats now at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive a free motor for your automated awning with your order. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit ComfortAwnings.com.
Make the best seat in the house yours. Carbless delivers the handcrafted cocktail experience right to your living room. Bold flavor, no carbs, no sugar, just 100 calories, and all the taste with none of the extra baggage. From kickoff to the final play, Carbless is your game day go-to. Hosting friends, watching with family, or celebrating every big drive, Carbless keeps the good times pouring. So when the game's on the line, make the winning call. Skip the mixing, grab the bliss, and make every seat the best seat in the house. Find Carbless near you at drinkcarbless.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
But I'm thinking it's time for a change. Get out of your lane.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Super Bowl champion Brian Bulaga with you this afternoon as we get you ready for Packers Cardinals coming up at 3:25. So, Josh Jacobs is a, quote, true game-time decision, end quote, according to Adam Schefter late last night, as he's dealing with both an illness and a calf injury, which I don't like the sound of calf injury. Never like the sound of calf injury. Those always scare me, and obviously I don't really know what the illness is, but it seems like that's going around the locker room a little bit because Keyshawn Nixon also questionable with an illness.
Yeah, he was added yesterday with the illness, so he was a late add to the injury report with that illness. I guess I would prefer to see them be pretty cautious with this because I think of any sort of, whether it's a calf injury, whether it's a hamstring injury, what does illness typically do? Dehydrates you. Now you're going to be playing in warmer weather, also dehydrating you. Like, it just seems like it's a bad recipe. And I know Josh Jacobs has been so good about not missing games. I obviously would prefer to have Josh Jacobs for as many games as possible, but this one just seems like a recipe of, all right, maybe it's best if you just sit this one out.
Yeah, John, what do you make of the Josh Jacobs news?
Suck it up, Buttercup. What are we talking about? Jeepers, Gabe. I mean, come on. Do you see the water coolers over there, the electrolytes, IVs? The way you're playing indoors and in Arizona. You know, like, I get it. It's, you know.
Like, if it was just the calf, it was just the illness, fine. But the combination of the two is not great.
It's not like he's with, like you, and he's headed out to true north and going to play, and he's got, got to walk. He's getting in a cart. He'll be fine. Yeah, the calf is always, only because calves always kind of lead to something else.
Yep.
Right? It's never just a calf. That's sort of, I will grant you that one. But I mean, he went through it on Friday, and maybe because it's not game 6 or whatever. When was Jordan's flu game? Was it game 6?
I think it's game 5, yeah.
Maybe 5, whatever. I don't know. I just think, like, this is my thought. You get 17 shots at this a year. You got 17 days. You got to go play, and it'd take a lot to keep me out of it. And the idea that maybe, oh well, I'm sacrificing one to stay in there. I don't know. Like, this doesn't seem like Zach Tom, where we knew he was hurt and really compromised yet. And so I would say we run him out there and let's go. And if that's a problem, then you can fill in. But I don't want to see a guy just in that position, that vital, surrendered too early. Go try and play. Again, minor calf injuries are calf injuries that are not mine. Right? So, as long as it's the other guy, it's a minor injury.
So Gabe's a little worried. John says, suck it up, Buttercup. What does the former player say?
I mean, I guess my question is, like, when did this pop up, the calf? Like, when did this?
I think it was Friday.
Okay. I mean, so my guess, if something like this pops up on a Friday, I think he's going to be okay.
He was
I think he's
listed
gonna
on
be
the injury report Wednesday and Thursday as a limited participant. He was a full participant on Friday.
But it was illness on Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes.
And then the calf was added later.
But he was still a full participant in practice.
Got it.
Yeah, I think he'll be okay. Now they may limit reps, would be my guess. I mean, his workload may be limited a little bit, but I think he's going to go. I think he's going to be all right. Now, it depends how the game goes, right? I mean, I think if Green Bay starts to separate, he may get pulled early, and obviously that's okay. I think from a standpoint of, you look inside what Green Bay calls the gold zone, right? I think they call it, I mean, from what I remember, it's like from the 30 in. He'll be in the game, would be my guess. He will be featured quite a bit because he is very good inside that zone, from a catching standpoint and running the football. I mean, he's good running the football anywhere,
Right.
Any part of the field. But if you're looking to limit reps, I mean, that would be an area of the field that you want him in the game, obviously, is in the red zone. I just don't. The calf injury is always, a little nerve-wracking, but if he was a full participant on Friday, unless he went through the workout and then something popped up after it, right? Like, and that's why he got added. I don't know if there's an issue to it, right? Like, I just don't know if it's that big of a deal. Right, and that to me is that I'm not as concerned about it from that standpoint. If he was a full go on Friday, now if he would have been limited to no participation on Friday, I'd be a little more nervous about how bad it is. But full go on Friday with an illness, I think he'll be fine. I mean, I do. I'm not too concerned about it. Guy's a workhorse, man.
I think we're going to see. I think we're ultimately going to see him. I just think we're also going to see a healthy dose of Emmanuel Wilson, and hopefully, to your point, Brian, they're able to pull away and separate, and it can be an even healthier dose of Emmanual Wilson. And
yeah, because that's a lock. That's happened so much this season. That's for sure going to go down.
What's
pulling away?
Yeah, right. Correct. That's been. I thought that was an Emmanuel Wilson shot, which I would have allowed on this program.
No, it's like this thing will be over after the first possession.
Now, in Jason Wilde's Sunday article at channels3000.com, the headline reads, the Packers defense has allowed 102 points this season. 63 have come during the fourth quarter and overtime.
Yeah, that's not.
It's not ideal.
They're the best team in the league in the first quarter.
Not ideal, I think, is the best way to put it.
Yeah, that's
hence
not
my
a good
nickname, Jeff. Hence my nickname, Jeff First Halfley.
Not bad. I like the creativity there. Hey, the new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here. Now you'll earn 10 pig points for every $1 you spend and redeem those points on your favorite products right there in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right there at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com. Piggly Wiggly. Shop the pig and save. Rob Domofsky joins us from Arizona, coming up right after this.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
Shop the Pig! The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 pig points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig!
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
At Boucher, we don't just sell cars, we build careers.
For over 45 years, Boucher has been Wisconsin's trusted name in automotive excellence, and today we're growing faster than ever.
Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting out, Boucher is hiring across all departments: sales, service, finance, and more.
Enjoy industry-leading pay, unbeatable benefits, paid training, and a workplace that truly values you. Join the Boucher family, where we ride with you every mile, and your future rides with us. Apply today at Boucher.com.
For your fellow fanatics and your #1 fans. For your game day compatriots and your everyday companions. For your personal cheerleaders and your personal heroes. For the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Learn more at deltadentalwi.com today.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question or a safe space to cry or a small win, can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take that step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Homer here from ESPN Milwaukee. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Dave.
The campus is beautiful. For me, nature is my church, and I love being outside. We live by the Bark River, and it's calming. It just calms my soul. I just love it. A lot of the people, I'm talking about 100-year-old people, 90 years old, say they credit Three Pillars with living longer.
Make Tsunami Express Car Wash part of your fall game plan. With 7 Milwaukee area locations, including our newest in New Berlin, we've always got your ride covered. Sign up online today and get your very first wash free. That's a $25 value, absolutely free. At Tsunami Express, you'll enjoy premium washes, free vacuums, and detailing tools to keep that car looking sharp and game day ready. Don't wait to get in on the action. Claim your free car wash right now at TsunamiExpress.com. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
He is bold, he is bald, he is beautiful, and I don't think he had any plane issues getting to Arizona. He is ESPN NFL Nation reporter Rob Domofsky, joining us here on Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Brian Bulaga with you. Rob, talk to us about your travel plan. How'd you get to Arizona?
One of the few times that I'm glad that we have to fly commercial, the wonderful Delta Airlines, my preferred airline, added a direct flight from Phoenix to from Green Bay to Phoenix and back. So this is one of the rare times that I have direct flights each way. Don't have to go through Detroit or Minneapolis or Atlanta. So I got here well before the team did yesterday.
Quite an odd situation. What do you know on that front?
Yeah, so I don't know if people know this, but they take 2 planes. A few years ago, Delta, who's their carrier as well, they didn't have enough of the big planes that they use for international flights, so they started using 2 planes. I believe they're 737s, but don't quote me on that. The traditional 3 and 3, and the staff, meaning like the PR, the medical staff, trainer, all those people go at 1:15, and the players and coaches go at 1:30. Well, the staff plane left at 1:15 like usual, and by the time they took off, that's when they realized there was an issue with the players and coaches charter, and you can't call a plane to turn around and come back. So I would have thought if they'd have known before, they would have said, all right, we're putting the players and coaches on the good plane. But it sounds like they didn't know until the other plane had taken off that there was an issue. So they did land at 8:30 local time here in Phoenix. like you said, I think in your tweet, Trophy, I can't figure out Phoenix time. I guess we're 2 hours behind Green Bay right now, but sometimes it changes. I don't know.
I don't get it. Oh, well. How about Josh Jacobs? What do you got on him?
Yeah, so I actually just tweeted this. They're going to go in a few minutes, put him through a pregame workout to test that calf. It is the calf, not the illness. It does sound like that they're optimistic that he's going to play. He's going to go out there and just make sure. But from what I was told, it's more of a make sure, not a see if he can go situation. So right now they're anticipating that he's got a good chance to play, but they just need to make sure in this little pregame workout here in a few minutes. I'm actually by the visitors' locker room, and I have not seen him come out yet. But I did see Lucas Havrisik, the kicker, go out. He was the first guy out on the field, and I'm told it's probably going to be him this week as well. They don't want Brandon McManus's quad to be a lingering thing. They just want to make sure that he's good for the long haul. So it sounds like Lucas Havrisik will kick again this week.
What about Nate Hobbs and his knee? Is that something that's reoccurring from the training camp injury and surgery he subsequently had, or is this a new issue?
That's a great question, Gabe, and I don't know the answer to it, unfortunately. That popped up Friday, I believe. He was not on the injury report.
No, he was not.
Wednesday and Thursday. So that one popped up, and it's been a little quiet on that one. And sometimes I feel like when things are quiet, it's not good. I'm just speculating there. But, anytime a guy gets hurt late in the week, it's probably a bad sign.
Rob,
what did
issues sorry,
practice.
Go ahead, John.
Sorry, Brian, go ahead. No, I don't have a Super Bowl ring. You get to go.
Oh no, I was just going to ask with the late arrival. Did you hear anything that they had to adjust like Saturday? Did they completely just toss everything out the window Saturday from a meeting standpoint, from everything they were going to do, and then any adjustments they made today? Essentially, what they normally do on Sundays, then coming into the stadium, like meetings or anything like that. Did you hear anything that they adjusted?
I did not. Players are rolling in as scheduled. I believe the third bus is just arriving right now. So I see some guys coming in now. Look, the one thing, I think the only thing that got screwed up was anybody that had dinner plans in Scottsdale or by the Biltmore where they stayed last night. That's probably the only adjustment. I was texting with some of the people on the plane waiting, and they said the mood was pretty good. Like it wasn't a lot of complaining. There wasn't a lot of just issues that way. One person told me it'll just add to the story when we go down here and win. So I don't think it's going to be a real factor. Like. Was it the NFC Championship game in 2016 where they didn't get to the hotel till like after midnight? All kinds of problems. I remember they had the bus from Green Bay to go down to Milwaukee just to fly out because of the fog, and the hotel was like an hour away from downtown Atlanta. It was just a total disaster. This is not the case.
Yeah,
Blue has very fond memories. Very fond memories of that happening. We heard all about it.
Yeah, that was really fun. Yeah, that was really fun.
We've had some first-hand accounts of that
I remember
night.
trying to get there myself. I was trying to get down. We had to go to Milwaukee as well, and I think we were chasing the team buses down there because we had to get on a separate flight, and that was a bad deal for an NFC Championship game.
All right, John. Sorry, I cut you off. So you're up, John.
We've had firsthand accounts of that weekend on this program already, Rob. So that's and you are corroborating the story we have heard from one of the fine offensive linemen on that unit when it comes through. Are they doing anything different in practice? It feels to me like the last few guys that have popped up haven't been injuries in the game. They've all had it during the week, right? The Hobbs or the Jacobs, or I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, sometimes that just happens. I don't believe that they're going any harder. Look, David Bakhtiari tore his ACL in practice, right? Like it happens. I can tell you this: they were. Let me think about this. They were inside to start practice this week, and then did they go outside? They did, even though they're playing on turf. I believe they still went outside and got on the grass, which theoretically should be easier on the body. Although this is grass here, isn't it? This now that I think about it, this stadium is grass. That's right. Even though I'm inside, So they were outside, so I don't think you can blame anything on, the field turf or anything like that, John. I just think sometimes these things pop up. They're not doing more team periods in practice. They're certainly not tackling. They were in pads on Wednesday, and the Hobbs thing happened Friday. So I don't think it's any of that. I just think sometimes, stuff happens.
Rob Domofsky with us here on Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Regardless of if Jacobs goes or not, Rob, should we expect more Emmanuel Wilson than maybe we've gotten through the first 5 games this season today?
Yeah, he's been effective in short usage. The question is always, with an increased workload, can he continue the production at that rate? Because he's been really good as a receiver out of the backfield. He's had some nice runs. He's gotten much, much better in pass protection. I mean, they still probably would use Chris Brooks on a lot of third downs regardless. But, they have really become impressed with Emmanuel Wilson. I mean, he's a guy that, obviously made the team the hard way coming up the way he did. And he's been, when you're around this long as a guy who wasn't drafted or was, a late round pick or however you came into the league, different ways, if you're a late pickup, like when you've lasted this long, that means something. They like you. And I don't think they're afraid to use him at all today.
When it comes to when it comes to Zach Tom in the oblique, it seemed like the way he talked after the game, like he was in a lot of pain. So then he's did not participate, limited participation. Is this one of those things where he went and he kind of made it a little bit worse because of how much pain he ended up being in, and now that's going to set him back?
Yeah, Gabe, that's a great question. I just think this is going to be something he's going to have to deal with for the rest of the way. And the question is, how long can he hold up? Like, this is, a core injury for any player is big. But like when your position is all about leverage and anchor, and I would think the core is a big problem. He could barely get his pads off after the game by himself. Like, it was a struggle to watch him do that. And then, I think, that this is probably going to be a guy that is probably going to practice very, very little the rest of the season. He's probably going to get at least one day off a week, and then when he does go, it's going to be limited in practice. He's obviously a great player, but can you, and Brian would be able to tell us better than anybody, can you stay sharp and stay at that level with very little practice during the week? That'll be a question. I do think it's as long as he can tolerate the pain, I would think he'd still be a very effective player, but you wonder how long it can hold up and if it could get worse.
That's definitely my concern. When I guess, like Gabe, like you said, and it all got reported when he said he didn't even remember plays because of the pain he was in. That's a nasty quote. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a good quote. Besides that, Rob, is there any other injuries? I guess, Wyatt's down from what you know. Obviously the report will come out when it comes out, but Van Ness is down, Wyatt's down. Anyone else and obviously McManus, but besides that, fairly healthy team besides that?
Besides that, how was the play at Mrs. Lincoln? Right? It's a long list. No, I don't think we've forgotten anybody, but I'm sure there'll be something that pops up. I do think the one injury, that we were watching during the week was obviously not an injury, but a rehab with Christian Watson, and he will not obviously go, was ruled out on Friday. It sounds like, that it was never the plan for him to play. Like, it wasn't like he went through the week of practice and they were like, oh, he's not ready yet. Even though he is never going to say, I'm not going to play for a week or this, he obviously going to say he wants to play. But from what people I talked to, there was never really much conversation, throughout the process about this being the game that he would come back for. Now, my concern would be the Pittsburgh game. If I'm not mistaken, they've had some issues with the field there, right, in Pittsburgh, where the Packers are going next week. I've seen some stories about people complaining about the field. So my concern for Christian and coming back from the ACL next week, would be that. But I guess we'll deal with that next week. There'll also be another slightly smaller story, but I'm sure you'll be following it next week with a certain quarterback.
I don't know who you could possibly be referring to, Rob. I'm not certain.
They were Pittsburgh. They had that series of games.
That was a line to. I was stealing a line from Fletch from the movie Fletch. There's a much smaller story, but I'm sure you've been following off-track betting in the Himalayas. If anybody is a Fletch fan.
Yeah, I do love.
Strofe is so confused.
Never seen that movie.
No, he's probably not even heard of it.
Nope.
You never heard of Fletch?
No.
Oh my
All
gosh!
right, Strofe, you got some homework.
What?
It's like an hour and a half. Just watch the movie. If you don't think it's funny, I'll never make another Fletch reference again.
All right. Next week on Green Bay
And he
Game Day.
draws the foul.
Is
what happened right there.
Next week on Green Bay Game Day at 4:30 sharp, we will have our breakdown on Fletch, which I'm sure came out 20 plus years ago.
You call me old time.
It came out before you were born.
Okay, more than 20 years then. Much more than 20 years.
Yeah, then he probably won't like it.
We'll find out. I'll tell you next week at 4:30. Rob, before we let you go.
Every movie. Okay,
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. I thought you were going to give me more Fletch material. Just
go ahead. We'll save it for next week.
Complete 60 minutes today? Or are they gonna actually, bring the defense out in the fourth quarter? What are you expecting in Arizona?
Yeah, I mean, I say this every week because I think this is a good football team, and every week it seems to go down to the wire. But you would like to see them, if you're a Packers fan, come out and play a complete game and finish this thing the right way, and not have to have it come down to a final stop or a final drive. But I've been in the stadium many times, and I've seen a lot of weird things happen in this place. So you just never know. But, yeah, I mean, I think they're in a good position. They're a confident football team. It's not a team that's questioning themselves, which I think is a good sign. I mean, going into games feeling, good but not overconfident and prepared, I think is what you want. So, I do think this is a football team that's a good team that's in a good headspace despite some of the injuries that we've talked about.
Thanks, Rob. We'll talk to you next week all about Fletch.
All right, we'll be seeing you guys.
The great Rob Demovsky. Read him, ESPN.com. See him, ESPN TV, ESPN NFL Nation reporter covering the Packers and Fletch aficionado, apparently. Alex Strouf, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Brian Bulaga with you here on Green Bay Game Day. And got to tell you about our friends at Coops Mustard. It's not Wisconsin football without brats on the grill and Coops Mustard on top. Coops, part of our game day tradition, from classic yellow to spicy brown to Arizona heat. How about that? They bring the flavor. Coops Mustard, spreading the love since 1897. Coming up next, we'll talk about our hero of the game, who needs to step up for Green Bay and Arizona. That's coming up next on Green Bay Game Day.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ. All day, every day. The Cardinals talk and text line is open for you.
First off, there is not one team that's on the fringe that scares me.
800-990-3776. The Cardinals talk and text line. This is more.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into nonstop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Pitch by pitch, inning by inning, game by game. Watching the Crew is a 162-game journey of grit, hard work, talent, and determination. Dave Spanel from Annex Wealth Management, we're with you on your journey as well. Your hard work and money deserve a partner like Annex for your investment, retirement, tax, estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. Take the next step towards retirement you desire and begin the conversation soon. Head to AnnexWealth.com and click the Get Started button.
When winter hits Wisconsin hard, Safe Plow hits back. Founded by two locals who know winter inside and out, Safe Plow delivers no-tolerance snow removal, meaning they're on it before, during, and after every storm for hospitals, retail centers, and all businesses that can't afford downtime. From small driveways to massive parking lots, Safe Plow's dedicated team keeps your property clear, safe, and accessible, prioritizing handicap ramps and disabled parking every time. At Safe Plow, they handle the blizzard, you handle your business. Serving Madison, Milwaukee, and all of southeastern Wisconsin. Book now at safeplow.com.
Bucks basketball is back and it's time to play. There's nothing like the energy inside Fiserv Forum. The roar of the crowd, the freakish slam dunks, the buzzer-beating threes. Catch the home opener Wednesday, October 22nd against Washington. Then don't miss New York on Tuesday, October 28th, and Golden State on Thursday, October 30th. With new additions to the squad like Miles Turner, this season is set to be electric. Get in on the action with the ticket plan that works for you. Don't miss a moment of the excitement. Get your seats now at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
you can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
If you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
In the Midwest, we know the real deal on the field and in your wellness routine. Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan offers top-tier Michigan-grown CBD products, no shortcuts, no synthetic knockoffs. Just clean, green certified, organically grown CBD crafted for fans who expect the best. Whether you're gearing up for the game or winding down after a win, swing through Higher Love just across the Wisconsin border and experience the highest quality CBD in the Midwest. Higher Love, the real deal, no limitations. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
I fell for the devil's daughter. I jumped in, yeah, I drank the water.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin with you. Leading up to kickoff between the Packers and the Cardinals, a 3:25 kick at State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Brian Belaga, the Super Bowl champion, is with us as well. And it is time now for Network Health's I Need a Hero. Network Health, honored to serve many veteran members, and they're also proud to count veterans among their employees because they're based right here in Wisconsin. They are able to develop health plans specifically with their veterans in mind. Network Health. I need a hero time. Gabe Neitzel, tell Bonnie Tyler to her face who your hero of the game needs to be for the Packers to win in Arizona.
I'm looking at Rashawn Gary. I mean, if we're going to continuously see teams double and triple team Micah Parsons, then the Micah Parsons effect needs to be real. He's been a non-factor the last 2 weeks. He's consistently facing single teams. He's not getting double teamed because all that attention's going to Micah. He needs to step up. These teams are scoring a ton of points in the fourth quarter because you're not putting teams away. You're not making those plays, those turnovers, those sacks in the fourth quarter in those obvious passing situations. And somebody other than Micah's got to step up for this team because he's getting all the attention. To me, it's got to be Rashawn Gary stepping up today for the Packers.
Non-factor might be a nice way to put it. John Anderson, you tell Bonnie Tyler to her face who your hero needs to be.
No, see, I'm going to go. I'm going to take the root of the issue that Gabe brings her. I need Micah Parsons now to be my hero. Like, I'm tired of pressures is a nice stat, but it's kind of a nebulous stat.
Yep.
Just go get the guy on the ground, and you don't have to chase around. It looks like Kyler Murray. Kobe's certainly got mobility, but he's not like that little water bug. And I think if he can just assert himself once with a couple of dominating performances, I would like to see it start here. I get what he's up against, but that's what he's been up against since he entered the league. So this isn't like some new thing he's had to deal with. So I would like him to go show himself as the best player on the field defensively and get a tangible result, not just, oh, look, he had 5 pressures and led to this and that. I need something concrete. So go get him, put the other guy on his back, and then if Rashawn Gary decides to play or not play, or Lucas Van Ness, all these other guys, that's great. Shame him into be better. But I would like that guy to just go ahead and Haven't been terribly disappointed in him by any means, but I would just like, some full-on, wow, look, this is a Micah Parsons game.
Alex Moore, the referee today for Packers Cardinals, has thrown the most penalty flags of any referee in the National Football League this year. So maybe Micah Parsons might finally get holding called against him, or I guess against the offensive linemen who are holding him, which we have not seen a ton of this year. For John Anderson's picks, so Rashawn Gary, Micah Parsons, the picks so far. Brian Bulaga?
I'm going to go with Tucker Kraft. Now, I get it's out of his hands, right? I mean, he's got to get the ball thrown to him, right? I mean, I understand that. There's a equation to that, but I think he needs to be involved. I mean, he is, to me, like, you look at like the key pieces of this offense. It's obviously Love, right? He's the guy that touches the ball every play. Besides the center, I get it. All right, like lay off. It's Love. like it's Love. Like Jacobs, obviously, and then to me, it's got to be Tucker Kraft. Like those three have to be, to me, like the main guys of this thing. Like, and I get there's wideouts that we really like that we want involved in this thing, but to me, like Tucker Kraft is like the main key to the like receiving cog of this offense. Like everything should be running through him when we're talking about throwing the football, because if you run it through him, from a throwing standpoint, it opens up to the guys on the outside, at least to me, right? I think because then if you start running him through the middle, safety attention comes to him, and then the one-on-ones open up for the guys on the outside. So, like, at least that's my opinion. So I'd love to see Tucker Kraft just, be my hero today. A couple tuds, maybe like eight receptions, maybe over 100 yards. Like, just have a day. Like, that would be fantastic for me.
I would love for that to happen. But Matt LaFleur has made it perfectly clear that they're not featuring anybody pass catching.
Yeah.
So stop asking.
Yeah, I know.
That's been the frustrating part, because Tucker Kraft is really good. Why wouldn't you want to get him the ball more? I don't understand the logic behind, we don't want to feature him. What if Tucker Kraft's really good? Devontae Adams was really good, had no problems getting him the football when he was here.
Career years when Matt LaFleur was the head coach, when Devontae Adams was here and heavily featured. I was going to go Matthew Golden for my hero, but I was going to bring up the quote Gabe just did from earlier in the week. Doesn't want to exclusively feature people, which is strange because a guy like Matthew Golden and a guy like Tucker Kraft, to Brian's point, should be heavily featured in this offense because they are that good. But we will see how it plays out in Arizona for this offense.
I was saying, does anybody think sometimes that Matt gets a little too cute, or just like, it's working, just stay with it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? Like, okay, so I'm not the only guy that sits at home and yells at my TV like that sometimes.
No, you are not, because I do the same
again,
thing.
you have guys that are talented, and I know he doesn't fully believe what he's trying to sell everybody, because if he did, Emmanuel Wilson would have as many carries as Josh Jacobs. Well, we don't want to feature anyone in the backfield. No, Josh Jacobs is really good. So you know what they do? They give him the football. Like, Tucker Kraft is pretty good. Get him the football. Matthew Golden is, to me, the most talented receiver that they have, and it's becoming painfully obvious as every week goes by. And yet, they draw up plays for him. They give him a couple of end-arounds, a couple of screens, try to get the ball in his hands, but for whatever reason, they're just scared to throw him the ball more than 5 times a game.
I don't get it.
So, I think a part of this, too, is, this goes all the way back to, I believe, last year as well. I mean, we're still going back to this question of last year of who's the number one, right? Who, and not upsetting and ruffling feathers in that room of who is featured, who needs to get the ball more. We're still going through that in that room, because I still truly believe that. And you know what I'm saying? And it's not even we should be past that at this point, right? Because the way that room unfortunately kind of dropped off last year, and now they're playing. I mean, I love the way the room's performing. I think they're playing well. Guys are stepping up when they need to. Everyone's, I think they're performing well. But we should be past that at this point, right? I really feel that way. I mean, guys are getting older, they're maturing, and as guys get older and they mature, there's one thing that they all should know. It's based on performance, man. Like, this thing is a performance-based league. Like, you get called the number one based on how you perform. If you are the best performer, you are the number one. I mean, they got to a lot of these guys. I mean, I don't know if none of these guys were in here when Devontae was here, but like, Devontae learned it from Jordy. Jordy learned it from Greg. Greg learned it from Donald. Like, everyone learns it from a number one, right? Like, and that's how it works. So like, it's like, that's how this thing goes. So like, to hurt someone's feelings and not say we want to feature somebody, like, we got to get over that. Like, we got to get over that. Like, it's at some point, like, we're going to get into games and we're going to have to force feed somebody. Like, we got to force feed somebody, right? And whether that's Kraft, whether that's Golden, whether that's Dobbs, or when Watson comes back and he's like, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care who it is, but somebody's got to like take that room by the horn. Like, I'm the guy. It's me. I want to be the guy. I want to be the one. I'm the one. And like, obviously Tucker Kraft's the one tight end. I mean, like, I'm not saying that that's the case, but like, he could be like, I'm the go-to option at all times. I am the go-to option at all times. No matter what, you're looking for me, and I want to be that guy. But like, I think Matt plays it very careful with that, because he knows what happened last year, and then he sees what happened when Jacob said what he said during the media row at the Super Bowl, and the reactions on Twitter so he's very cautious. I think when media asks him, do you want to feature Golden more? And I think he's very cautious of how he does that. And like, people could say that I understand that, but I think he's got a good memory of how things go. And people say, well, you featured Devontae. It's like, well, I understand we featured Devontae. Like, I get that, but that was Devontae, and Devontae's Devontae. But that doesn't mean guys from that room can't step up and try to be the number one. That's the difference.
Devontae still Devontae, by the way. 3 touchdowns in the Rams' 35-7 win this morning in London over Jacksonville. 3 touchdowns for Devontae Adams. Still
play.
Still
play.
He's still Devontae. No doubt about that.
I think of former Bucs assistant Calvin Sampson when he was serving his no cause or show cause penalty in Milwaukee. But when he was coaching at OU, he had a great player named Ryan Miner. I don't know if you remember Ryan Miner. Was a great player for them, drafted by both the Philadelphia 76ers, and he played pro baseball. He was the guy that when Cal Ripken's streak ended, Ryan Miner was the third baseman that night. And somebody asked him if he thought Ryan Miner shot too much. And he said, basketball is not a democracy. The best player gets to shoot the most. And I think sometimes in this case, I would like to just – Tucker Kraft is one of the best players. We don't have to spread it around. It's okay, right? Mm-hmm. It's like Wilson does not care. Well, maybe he wants to do more, but he understands the deal. That guy, Jacobs, is number one, so he gets to have it more often. And I wish sometimes that they would go about that and go, let's identify somebody. We're going to be the one. If you can't show it, then I'll try the next guy. But I think there are people that have shown that they are capable if they use them. But, yeah, the idea that we're like, well, we got to keep everybody happy. Like, I thought we'd get rid of the participation trophy thing right after you get out of, T-ball and stuff. But I do think that they've got identifiably best players that they should then let's just go until they decide that they're going to stop them and we can't do it anymore. There's nothing wrong with just keep dipping from those same wells if that keeps you from being thirsty.
I thoroughly enjoyed that conversation. John Anderson, Brian Balaga, Gabe Neitzel, and Alex Strouf here with you on Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Coming up next, it is the Jason Wilde Hour. I'm going to read Jason's lead from his story this morning on channel3000.com to him as we discuss the Packers defense in the second half. It's been a problem. Can they stop the bleeding today against the Arizona Cardinals? We dive into that next as we go 5 wide on Green Bay Game Day.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Outfit your crew. Your workforce is your brand. From uniforms to safety apparel, Alpha Custom Apparel helps you outfit your team with gear that looks sharp and works hard. We create durable, functional apparel that keeps your crew comfortable and confident on the job. No more digging through endless catalogs. We handle the details so you can focus on running your business. With fast turnaround, custom options, and friendly Midwest service, we make it easy to keep your team looking their best. Visit alphacustomapparel.com. Let's get to work.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's football season, and that means it's time to break out the Bandito with El Bandito Yankee, the official tequila of game day. 100% Blue Weber agave, all natural and so smooth it's criminal. Try the award-winning Blanco, Reposado, and Yeho in the new high-proof Plata 47. Ask for El Bandito Yankee at your favorite bar or restaurant and buy it today at Woodman's and Festival Foods. And for tailgates, recipes, and more places for purchase, go to elbanditoyankee.com.
Hey, it's John McGivern here. You know I love Network Health. One of the reasons is that they're local and they understand how important that is. Their exceptional customer service isn't just words on a page. It's what they do. It's what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems, installation of new or old hoops, and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Best Marquette games ever, brought to you by Saganiac Planning. Most memorable ever, if you consider the most famous postgame photo, February 5th, 1974, 59-58, Marquette over Wisconsin on a last-second 20-foot shot by Maurice Lucas. The still famous photo has a joyous Al McGuire jumping on the scorer's table, and the father of the opposing team's talented twin sons responding with a half a peace sign of the middle finger. And Maurice Lucas saying, Coach Al would have been hiding under that table if I hadn't made that shot. After a year of uncertainty, most employers are reluctant to make changes to their health insurance plans. A level funding medical insurance plan may be the answer you've been looking for. Find out how a level funding plan can cut your costs. For more information, call Eric Pearson at Saganiac Planning, 262-783-6161. Eric Pearson, level funding. Saganiac Planning, a name synonymous with employee benefits and top-notch service.
The grill is hot, the crowd is loud, and the flavor? That's all Coops Mustard. Hey, it's Alex Stroh. For over 125 years, Coops has been the MVP of game day eats with 14 bold flavors that make every brat, burger, and pretzel a championship bite. Because Coops isn't your ordinary mustard. It's extraordinary mustard. The kind that turns tailgates into traditions and touchdowns into taste bud celebrations. This football season, bring the bold, bring the flavor, bring Coops. Coops Mustard, spreading the love since 1897.
The shot clock's winding down, and Saturn Lounge scores at the buzzer. When your marketing needs a slam dunk, our team drives the lane with creative strategy, branding, websites, video storytelling, and marketing campaigns that win. We run the full court press in every engagement, pushing the pace, finding that open shot, and delivering the highlight reel results. Our Saturn Lounge team ensures that your marketing content and campaigns dominate like a champion. Don't settle for a turnover or a missed shot or a wasted possession. Let Saturn Lounge run your marketing game plan now. To tell the world your story, visit SaturnLounge.com today.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
I feel so stuck.
The Veterans Crisis Line is here for you. Dial 988, then press 1 to call.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's finally game day.
Six, good protection, pass wide open, making the catch and getting into Washington territory. Tucker Kraft pulls his way down to the 20-yard line.
And the countdown to kickoff starts now.
What's the fake? Pass caught, touchdown, Green Bay, Romeo Dobbs.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Gabe Neitzel, Jason Wilde, ESPN legend John Anderson, and former Packer Brian Balaga. Here's Alex Stroh.
Let's go, Hour 2, Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel from the Gruber Law Office's One Call Outsell Studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. We have the Professor, John Anderson. We have the Super Bowl champion, Brian Bulaga. And for this hour of the program, we have the three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde, with us on Green Bay Game Day. Good afternoon, Jason.
Voice is like Wilde and Tausch on a Wednesday. The one consistent is Brian Bulaga is so good, you just want to keep hearing what he has to say. Great clock management. Great to be with you. I signed in early because I wanted to make sure, because, I usually cut it pretty close. So I came down here at 1 o'clock, and you guys were discussing the participation trophy offense that the Packers run. I have a thought on that, but first I just want to let you guys know that when I came back, one of our cats, and I can't tell you how many we have, so it's a long list of potential perpetrators, had peed on my chair. So I generally stand anyway, so it's not that big of an issue, but I am wondering if it's a commentary on the quality of your debate that you were having, that someone listened in and then decided that was the best course of action on my desk chair.
Wait, so hold on. What do you mean you can't tell us how many cats you have?
Because it's in excess of what I believe are allowed in Brown County.
You can only
Jason,
have so many cats?
I believe I plead the fifth was the answer to that question.
Yeah, correct. Now, you have already implied that you are breaking the law, so I think you can just tell us.
No, and don't just keep this off social media. Yeah, we only have 3. That's the limit. So that's all we have. We have 3 cats.
Times what?
2 dogs.
3 times what?
2 hamsters and a bunch of fish. Yep. More importantly, I know I was excited to hear you read my story to me, so I want to get to that. But I do want to tell you guys, and I don't think this is me being a sucker. I think Matt LaFleur, I don't think he runs his offense the way he does because he wants to keep everyone happy or wants to give out those cheap medals that you can buy at the party store after tournaments. I think he really believes it functions better this way. And to the point that Brian was making while one of the cats was urinating, Devontae Adams was different than anybody they have. And if they had someone who was that good, I think the percentages would shift. I do think Tucker Kraft could be that good. I do think Matthew Golden has shown flashes of potential to be that good, but I don't think anybody's that good. And as I don't know who it was that pointed it out, dude's got 3 touchdown catches today, and we can throw our bouquets at Goody all the time for all the great guys he's drafted and everybody's he's signed. But if you just paid the man, maybe they have a title already on his watch.
But Jason, if you're going to run the offense this way, then why invest into the position? Why give Christian Watson more money? Why use a first-round pick on Matthew Golden if you're not going to be featuring these types of players? Because, everybody's really good. So why wouldn't you just spend second and third-round picks instead of using a premium first-round pick or going, hey, Christian Watson's pretty good. We're going to give him $13 million next year.
Which is a lot less than he could potentially get if he broke out, right? You would agree with that?
I do, but it's also
a big if.
But it's also a lot more than what he's currently getting.
I understand, and so he's under contract for next year. Romeo Doubs is not under contract for next year. In 2026, Dontavion Wicks, Jaden Reed, and Christian Watson will all be free agents. And while I know that there has been encouraging signs from Romeo Doubs, I still find myself wondering if they would be willing to pay him at the end of this contract. So they're investing not just for now, but we could be a little over a year from now away from none of those guys being on this roster anymore. None of them. Yeah. Except Matthew Golden and Savion Williams. Now, do I think that'll be the case? I don't. I think they'll pay someone out of that group. But, look, I have been leading the marching band on Dontavion Wicks. And he has been quietly effective and productive. He hasn't dropped passes. But within the construct of this offense, has he had that game where you're like, oh my God, they cannot live without this guy? No. They invested heavily in tight end. One has panned out great. Luke Musgrave is not, right? So I think Goody is kind of the scattershot approach of we're going to throw all these different guys at the wall, and then if some guys turn out to be worth keeping, great. But right now we sit in a spot where in going into the 2027 season, it's possible that the only ones on the team are the guys they just drafted.
Yeah. So.
Now, I do want to make a point that while we were having the discussion, I didn't say, and maybe I didn't make it clear, that the way that the offense is run, because of what you said, Jason, because there isn't a Devontae Adams, right? Because there is one, I don't have any issue with spreading it. That's not my. I mean, that's the way it needs to go currently right now because there is not a Devontae Adams. Do I think Tucker Kraft should get fed more? Yes, I do. I mean, I'll be honest with that. Yes, I do. You can quote me on that. I think Tucker Kraft should be targeted quite a bit. I think he is a premier tight end in this league. Yes, okay. But besides that, no, there isn't a Devontae. But like, I think what I was going is why Matt says that to the media, and he's very quick to respond that way, is because he is keeping the peace within that room. He's not going to say, no, we're not going to target Matthew Golden more, or no, we're not going to target Dobbs more, or whoever. I think he is keeping the peace within that room based on last year when we were saying, who's the number one in that room? Who's the guy? Who's this guy? Who's that guy? I think he knows kind of the way things went down last year. And he wants to. It's going well right now, right? Everything's going well within that room, and he wants to keep it the same way. He doesn't want anything to ruffle any feathers, so to speak, right? And I think if he can manage it that way, and the results stay the same, all the better, right? I mean, at least that's the way I see it.
No, I first of all, I heard you say that. I agree with you. I was not relying on Sullivan the Cat's translation of what you said, because you play a game of telephone with a cat.
Diamond out the cat now. He said he wasn't going to do it. Here he is 5 minutes later.
But I would also say this. I think both things can be true. I think he can believe that this is how the offense best functions, and at the same time believe that it's best for the team to be spreading the wealth and making sure all of the mouths are fed. Now, none of them are having a banquet fit for a king, but they're all eating to some degree. Now, the reason why I wanted to circle back to this as much as I wanted to hear Strofe read my stuff is because I hadn't seen Christian Watson's dad's post until like yesterday when it randomly, I was on Facebook on a rare occasion and somebody had done a graphic with it, which makes me wonder because as Gabe pointed out, I guess Wix then reposted it or something. And the fact of the matter is that if Matt LaFleur thinks it's working and keeping everyone happy, this would be an indication that maybe it isn't. Now, I think it's important to emphasize that, everyone loves their dad in a different way and appreciates him in a different way. I respect Christian Watson because Christian Watson, this is not, to me anyway, a Greg Jennings' sister popping off after a game type deal. Like, his dad does his own thing. I don't think Christian Watson has been the impetus for whatever he posted. That's his opinion. That's like your opinion, man. And that's what he did, right? But it is possible that, and Brian, you were in the locker room when Greg Jennings would be unhappy. You were in the locker room when Donald Driver, St. Donald, who everybody loves, was still a man. He was not a deity. And sometimes he was really pissed off with his role. That happened with guys. Mm-hmm. And so whether or not we're all singing Kumbaya and saying, I got my 3 targets today and I'm happy is one thing, but that doesn't mean that's how they actually feel. And so that's one of the dangers of the way this is. The other part of it, and you touched on it, but like the number 2 wide receiver during Devontae Adams' 100 catch years was Alan Lazard, who is a lovely fellow and a good player. But like, what is he, a 3, a 4? If we're being realistic? And there was one year going back to the Devontae departure, where he was the one in 2022. Hard to believe they missed the playoffs.
He says that sarcastically. Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. We will read Jason's lead coming up next. But first, brats, coolers, friends, you've got it all, but rolling into the tailgate with a clean car. That is the real MVP move. Keep it spotless with the Tsunami Express Car Wash membership. 13 locations and growing. It's easy to swing through on your way to the action. Tsunami Express, wash, chill, repeat. More Green Bay Game Day coming up right after this.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
October is here, and if you've got old windows, it's time to eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation. Right now, during the Brewers postseason, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. And be sure to ask how you can score a pair of tickets to a 2026 Brewers home game. Don't miss out on free windows, 0 payments for 2 years, and Brewer tickets from Window Nation, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Offering soon, so visit windownation.com now to get started.
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all. On the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house. Only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
For your fellow fanatics and your #1 fans. For your game day compatriots and your everyday companions. For your personal cheerleaders and your personal heroes. For the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Learn more at deltadentalwi.com today.
Every family adventure begins with a vehicle you can trust. At Boucher Automotive Group, we're more than just a dealership, we're part of your journey.
For over 40 years, Boucher has helped Wisconsin families find the right vehicle with service you can count on.
Community is what fuels us too. That's why you'll see us supporting local schools, Little League teams, golf outings, and other causes throughout the year.
From the first time you get behind the wheel to every service visit after, Boucher is there for all the miles and the memories that matter.
The Boucher Automotive Group. We ride with you every mile.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We've sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, one of the top-ranked real estate teams in Wisconsin, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
Bucks basketball is back, and it's time to play. There's nothing like the energy inside Fiserv Forum. The roar of the crowd, the freakish slam dunks, the buzzer-beating threes. Catch the home opener Wednesday, October 22nd against Washington. Then don't miss New York on Tuesday, October 28th, and Golden State on Thursday, October 30th. With new additions to the squad like Miles Turner, this season is set to be electric. Get in on the action with the ticket plan that works for you. Don't miss a moment of the excitement. Get your seats now at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Don't you love it? Don't you love it? No, I ain't happy yet, but I'm way less sad.
Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin 5 Wide. Alex Stroff, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Brian Balaga, Jason Wilde, all with you. This morning on channel3000.com, the numbers are striking, even if the explanation isn't as obvious. Heading into Sunday's matchup with the Cardinals, the Packers defense has allowed 102 points, and 63 have come during the fourth quarter and overtime. Written by the three-time Wisconsin sports writer, Jason Wilde. Yeah, defense has been so good late in games, Jason. That's certainly been evident through 5 games for Green Bay.
Yeah, that's from the newsletter. I have a different lead on the story, but thanks for being a subscriber. I appreciate you. Yeah, and I didn't hear a whole lot of people delivering explanations either. I heard a lot of, and I don't have a problem with that, because the first 2 games, and you and I talked about this on Sunday Karma, which that's a lot of Stroff in one day, got to be honest. But you know, they've allowed 0 points in the first quarter through 5 games. They have had some garbage time touchdowns, right, by both Detroit and Washington. The GOAT, Homer, changing the final score during Green Bay game night, and I agree with him, because Isaac Tesla's touchdown and the Commanders' touchdown were cosmetic. The offense and special teams lost the Cleveland game. The touchdown drive that the defense allowed in the fourth quarter was 5 yards. 5. We all agree that it was a cluster in Dallas. And then obviously Joe Flacco brought the Bengals back last Sunday. So it's a lot of different types of fourth quarters that have led them to having the most points allowed in the fourth quarter and overtime in the league. But usually coaches are paid to have answers as to why. And what I appreciated about both LaFleur and Hafley was that they're kind of scratching their heads. Are our guys not in good enough condition? Are we not utilizing rolling through guys enough on defense and keeping them fresh? Certainly a 10.5-minute drive by the Bengals was a factor in them wearing down in the game last week. So there's all these kind of hypotheses, but no real understanding of why. And when Matt LaFleur gets up there and suggests that maybe the guys didn't work out enough during their bye week, that was a little bit out of left field, I thought. So, look, it's a problem. They don't have the solution yet. Maybe facing Jacoby Brissett and a Cardinals team that does not have their stud running back and doesn't have the guy that their head coach physically touched while yelling at him. Maybe that helps their chances. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, I guess I'm just a little bit taken aback, because I think this is a good football team. The Green Bay Packers are 3-1-1. I do. But this is troublesome. You shouldn't have lost that game in Cleveland. Obviously, the Dallas tie is what it is. Last week, 17 points, I think it was, in the fourth quarter, or 18 points in the fourth quarter by Cincinnati. Like, you gotta shut the damn doors sometimes. And I feel, John, this is becoming a theme for this team.
I think it always is, but that's what they've done all season, is they've managed to even take games that they dominated and made them close, garbage time, touchdown or not. I think back to the Commanders game where they feel like they had it solved away and they surrendered that last touchdown with ease, and suddenly you're back in a game again, and they had to have, and to their credit, right, they had a really good stop after that. You're like, okay, well, why didn't you just do that instead of, but LaFleur's got a bit of a history of that, to not want to run up on people, right? He shuts things down a little early more often than not. And I don't know, what we attribute that benevolence to, but I'm not so sure that why, and I apologize, my Kansas dislike is showing, but I don't know why you don't just step on their heads, which is one of my favorite sayings whenever we play them. And I just think you should, right? Like, this is a pro's business. And so if you clock somebody by 40 because you can, then you can. And it's sort of, to kind of circle back where this all started, and I'm listening about the guys in the room. Like, go be so good that they can't ignore you. And I feel like sometimes they all are like, well, we're all going to get the ball anyway, so I guess I can just do what I got to do. right? That's the old Steve Martin thing. How do you get recognized in Hollywood? Be so good they can't ignore you. I'm waiting for somebody in that room to just go, you know what? I'm going to be so good they can't ignore me, and they're going to have to throw it to me. Because I think that's part of the problem with the wide receiver core is they're all like, I don't know that I need to distinguish myself over the other guy. My opportunities are going to come because everybody gets their little share of this thing. But the defensive thing, we've said even in week 1 or 2 when we were on the show, like that's going to bite them in the butt sometimes if they keep doing that, and it has the last couple of times. And maybe we just have no answers for Joe Flacco because clearly Pittsburgh did not either as the man came through. But I think more than anything, that is what the Packers need to do to stamp themselves as somebody that needs to be reckoned with, is a defensive performance that needs to be reckoned with, because that's what it was the first 2 weeks for the most part. And if they do that, then right away I think everybody's week to week, put your finger on the pulse of these guys Sunday to Sunday. I think that changes and might even last through the end of October.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to this, I mean, the Packers are the only team in the NFL through their first 5 games who had a double-digit lead in every game. You got to close those out. And then to be 3-1-1, like, I'm with you, Strofe. Somewhere in there is a really damn good football team, but the 1-1 stands out when you've had a double-digit lead in every game, and obviously you weren't able to hold on to it twice. Twice you weren't able to hold on to it. Okay, if it happens once, you're sitting there at 4-1. I think everybody's looking at this team differently. But because it's gotten away from them twice in 5 games, that's just a different story.
Yeah, I agree. Brian, what do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of the fourth quarter. I mean, and it's because it's early, it's happened. The Dallas tie is. You go back and watch that game. I really don't know what to make of that game because it's a tough one to like put my finger on. Like what was like guys were like cut open on that game. Like you watch that game against the Cowboys and receivers were weirdly wide open. It was just a very odd game to watch. Like I mean, it was very uncharacteristic of the defense. So like it just was. It was weird. And that's like the easiest way for me to put it. Then so I kind of like put that one in its own box, right? Like I do. I kind of put that one in its own box. And like the Cleveland game, I mean, we could call that what it is, man. Like the offense handed Cleveland a touchdown essentially. And so the defense, I don't even blame the defense for that one either. The defense played great in the Cleveland game. I don't even blame the defense for that one. The one I'm looking at is the Cincinnati game. I don't understand what happened in the Cincinnati game at the end of that. To give up that many points against that offense in that situation is the one that I'm a little confused about. Like that one to me, because in that situation, right, the offense gives you that big of a lead. This defense is built to pin their ears back and go get the quarterback. It's a Joe Flacco-led offense. He can't move. He's not mobile. The offensive line can't block anyone, really. I mean, they really can't. We all saw that they were mugging Micah Parsons. They can't. I get that. But, this defense is built for that, right? This defense is built to go, to go get the quarterback. The DB should be super aggressive. They know the ball's coming out quick. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, they're the ones getting the ball. That's where the ball's going. And they're going to one of the two guys. You could be aggressive on them. And it kept going to those two guys, and they kept making plays, and it was a repeat cycle. And the pressure wasn't getting there, or if it got there, it was just a bit too late, or no one was getting home. So, to me, that one stands out. And why it continues to happen, or why that happened, I don't know against that certain team. Was it the bye week? I don't know. But that, to me, will be what I'm looking for going forward. Is that a pattern, or was that a one-off? That, to me, is kind of what I'm looking for. Because this defense, they're built to be up by double digits and go get the quarterback. That's what this defense is all about. And to me, if the offense continues to put them in that situation, right, and like Gabe, you said it, they've been up by double digits every game. And if it continues to be that way, and the leads start to go away, and the defense continues to do that, There needs to be a look at it like, okay, like why are pass rushers not getting home? Because like if we want to be critical about Micah, and that's all we're going to say is like Micah's not getting home. Well, come on, guys, like he's going to get double teamed every single play. He is going to like that. That is the one guy that is going to get double teamed every single play. It's him. It's going to be him. So like you look at the D line, he's getting 2 every single time. So he's got to beat a double team every single play. So now we got to look across the rest of the board and go, what are you guys doing to make a play, right? And then obviously if we're going to add one on and we're going to rush 5 or we're going to rush 6 or whatever it may be, that's what we're going to have to start looking at in these situations when we're up by double digits and we want to close games out and essentially, as John said, stomp on people's heads in the fourth quarter. And that, to me, we'll see how that goes in this game because by all means, Brissett is not Murray. You're not chasing him down and around, and he's not one of those guys that you have to contain in the pocket like Murray, right? You could be aggressive with him. You could take chances going after Brissett. Like, he's not going to run around the edge and beat you like Murray would. Like you could take chances, jumping gaps inside like Micah does and be aggressive and do those things because Micah's fast enough to get back outside and chase him down and do those things. So I hope they're very aggressive in pass rush and take chances and take risks and do these things that maybe they weren't doing against Cincinnati for whatever reason.
Totally agree with you there. Hey, if you're heading up north, make a quick stop at Higher Love Cannabis Company just over the border in Menominee, Michigan, less than an hour from Green Bay. Award-winning, locally owned, organically grown, the best in the Midwest. Visit findhigherlove.com/CBD. That's findhigherlove.com/CBD for more information. Yes or no with Jason Wilde is coming up right after this on Green Bay Game Day.
More Green Bay Game Day coming up on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. That's why professional athletes choose Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. We can help you too. With the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes, you can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Whether you want to get back into the game or just get back to life, go where the pros go. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
Fans, don't let dirt and road grime bench your car this October baseball season. Step up to the plate with Tsunami Express Car Wash, where every visit delivers the MVP shine. With unlimited washes, fast lane access, and free vacuums, you can keep your ride looking like a champion all season long for less than $1 a day. And with 7 Milwaukee area locations, including New Berlin, it's easy to score big no matter where you're headed. Join the winning team today at TsunamiExpress.com. That's Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a ball.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
I'm Pat Dunphy of Cannon & Dunphy, and I'm reaching out to you today not as an attorney, but as chair of the board of directors of Guest House. It's an organization that's been dedicated to dealing with the root causes of homelessness in Milwaukee for over 40 years. Its mission is to treat the homeless with dignity and help them rebuild their lives. So help us help the homeless by investing in the Guest House and the Milwaukee community. And also consider attending our gala on Thursday, November 13th.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Also brought to you in part by our friends at Tito's Handmade Vodka. Tito's is America's favorite vodka for a reason. Distilled 6 times till it's just right. Tito's, known for great vodka, giving back and doing good for dogs. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Brian Balaga, Jason Wilde with you on Green Bay Game Day. And it is time for our favorite part of Green Bay Game Day. I know I can specifically speak on John Anderson's behalf when I say his favorite part.
I'm ignoring you right now. That's how interested I am.
Time now for yes or no.
Will today be the day there are black and white answers from our most respected journalist?
Possibly. I think we shouldn't be greedy. Maybe. You would certainly hope so.
It's time for yes or no with Jason Wilde.
Yes or no time on Green Bay Game Day. We start with Brian Bulaga's former teammate, TJ Lang, earlier this week on 97 won the ticket in Detroit.
I felt like, and a lot of guys on the team felt like, not maybe in the moment, but when you look back, that yes, like we did get some benefits of doubt for some calls. And whether that was the Des Bryant not catching the playoff game or some other issues that happened, some other plays, like we kind of felt like we were getting the benefit of the doubt because we were a premier team. I'll tell you one thing, though. We were nice to the refs. Like Mike McCarthy was a great coach, and we used to come in on Wednesdays, and he would put up the list of the referees that were reffing the game, and this guy does this, and this is his profession. He's got kids, and he's got grandkids. So there'd be TV timeouts where you go talk to those guys, try to butter them up a little bit.
So that, TJ Lang on 97 won the ticket. I'm actually going to start with Brian on this one. Brian, yes or no, you agree with TJ Lang?
On that we were nice to refs?
No, that you would get some benefit of the doubt with calls or lack thereof from referees.
Obviously, I can't speak for the referees. I certainly can't speak for them. But I certainly agree with him that between TV timeouts and things of that, we would go up and speak to the refs and very cordial with the referees. My favorite referee is Gene Steratore. Great conversations with him throughout TV timeouts before games. Gene's still on TV now. I think he's the best. The thing is, guys get you see guys on TV now, they're arguing, they're fighting with refs. They think they're going to change the call with them. Like, you're only hurting yourself. Mm-hmm. But no, the best way to handle referees is, to be personal with them, be kind to them, have a conversation with them. You can joke with them a little bit, joke around a little bit, but Certainly, if they gave us any favor, I wouldn't know anything about that. I would have no idea if they gave us favorable calls or not.
I'll
would
just
not
say this.
know that.
I'm impressed by the non-answer by Brian Balaga.
I mean, that was a pro's pro right there, was it not, Jason?
And at one point in the middle of the response, he said, "Yeah, no." He dropped them both back to back. It's very good. Very good. All right. I heard that.
Very Midwestern of him.
I heard that earlier this week. I needed to play it for Brian. I figured no better time than yes or no. Let's go to a different audio clip. Mina Kimes on the Mina Kimes Show.
I want to put the Packers so much higher than everyone else has them. You've seen She's All That with Rachel Lee Cook, where she plays like a nerd, and Freddie Prinze Jr. sees that she could be beautiful. He dates her and makes her cool. And the joke around that movie is like she was obviously like hot the whole time. She was just wearing glasses. The Green Bay Packers like have the hottest girl in the world inside of them. And I'm just like, take off your goddamn glasses, Green Bay. You're so hot. They have everything required, I really think, to be the best team in the NFL. There's these like frustrating drives that make no sense. I would say penalties are a common problem. Or just like weird little execution lapses, which is odd too because they're really well coached and the defense kind of falls apart at the end of games and it doesn't really make sense. And I just watch them and I find them right now to be like a very frustrating team because I feel like they should be so much better than they are.
You should have seen Brian Balaga's face during that quote from Mina Kimes about She's All That. I actually know I'm going to get Jason here. Yes or no, Jason? You've seen the movie She's All That?
I looked up some clips after our conversation this morning. So, does that make Matt LaFleur Freddie Prinze Jr.?
So it's up to Matt LaFleur to take the glasses off and unveil the best team in the NFL? Yeah, I guess that falls on his
Okay, in all seriousness, this is the question I actually wanted to ask. Yes or no,
you
Jason?
You play that and then said in all seriousness?
You know what? Fair point by you. Point one, John. Yes or no, the Packers have shown signs of being one of the NFL's elite teams.
Who's that for?
I'm not.
That's for Jason first. Jason first.
I'm not sure what Mina's point is there. Because the teams that are good, there are no shrinking violets, wallflowers, right? There are teams that have talent that are missing. And Brian, look, I would defer to Brian on this because there are teams that have all the talent in the world, but their locker room chemistry and connectivity sucks. They have all the pieces on one side of the ball, but they have a mistake-prone quarterback, or they have a running back who fumbles at the most inopportune times. Like, I don't think that, like, the Packers are disguised because you put on a pair of nerd glasses and they look like they're not. They are a good football team. Are they a great football team? Check back in with me in December and January. Like, this, I don't know. Again, having not seen She's All That from start to finish, like, where are we in the timeline of Freddie Prinze Jr.'s relationship with the ugly duckling who's going to blossom into a swan? Like, it's got to be an hour and a half movie, so we're still early in the film, right? Like, who's to say what they're going to turn out to be when it matters? Who's to say that they're going to be healthy enough to realize their potential? But I'll tell you this, they're going to get Jaden Reed back eventually. They're getting Christian Watson back, I personally think, for the Carolina game, but we'll have to wait and see. Their quarterback knows that he can't make the critical mistakes that he has made in critical moments, which are ruining an otherwise brilliant, magnificent season. So the teams that win don't make those mistakes in the most important times, in the most important games. And if he's going to learn from those and not make those like he did in the San Francisco game now because he's learned from them early in the season, then Matt LaFleur and who's the actress, Rachel something Cook, can live happily ever after, and I'll go rent the VHS tape to watch it.
John Anderson, yes or no? The Packers have shown.
Still having a VCR.
Do you still have a VCR?
I do have a VCR, yes. I have a DVD player and a Blu-ray.
What a miss by me.
Stacked up in the workout area.
A huge miss by me by not asking that in yes or no format, because you gave me a yes of an answer. John Anderson, yes or no?
I gave Gabe a yes on an answer.
Have shown signs of being one of the NFL's elite teams.
First off, what was the movie in question? I don't remember.
She's All That.
Yeah, I know I haven't seen it, but I'm sure that in its day, Vince Lombardi, somebody said something about like breakfast at Tiffany's the same way, and then Vince got in the locker room and really fired up the boys on their way to the thing. I feel like I should answer in the most Wisconsin way, which in itself is absolutely down the middle. Oh, yeah, no, you betcha on that answer. So, which can be negative or positive. The thing about this whole they've shown flashes of being a good team is they've never shown one whole game of being a good team.
No.
Nope.
And that's my issue right there. And that happened last year. I think they never showed maybe once or twice, but not enough because I need my team to be its best in December and January and not necessarily here in October. But I would like to see that not just that they have just flashes of it. I need them to show me a game or two where, okay, we can go back to that. Well, last year we were kind of all hopeful with the Packers going to the playoffs. Well, if they could just kind of put it all together. But they hadn't really all season, and then we expected it to come. So before I answer any of that, I need them to be that team we all think we can be for a week or two. And I'm waiting to see that. And you could say we did early, but they gave enough stuff away at the end to make me think that, again, if the Lions game ends up 30-7, and if the Commanders game ends up whatever it was supposed to be, 35-13, then I feel like that's happening. But right now, I don't know. One, I haven't seen the movie. I adore Mina, but I don't really get. I mean, it's cute, but I don't buy the whole thing. But until they show me that they can do the whole thing, not just flashes, but flash me an entire game. A couple of times, then I'll buy it. But right now, I am decidedly right there on the fence.
To that point, John, they have to show who that. If they want to win the division and host playoff games instead of being this, well, hopefully they can get the right matchups as a 6 or 7 team being a wild card on the road. They have to show an entire game, and they didn't. I mean, as good as that Lions game was,
6-7.
Yeah.
As good as that Lions game was, they didn't play well offensively in the second half. But all the highlights and everything they did great offensively was in the first half. Defense certainly took over in the second half. But yeah, they have not played a complete game to this point where the offense played well for 4 quarters and the defense has played well for 4 quarters. That has not happened yet for this Packers team.
When's the last time that did happen?
They were good against the Cowboys in that playoff game.
Yeah,
that's probably
it. Honestly, I think that's the last time it happened.
That's probably it.
Like the Saints game.
Well, the Saints game, yeah.
Count.
Yeah, it doesn't really count, though.
Come on,
I agree.
It was the Saints.
I agree with you.
Right? So I think John's right. Yes, I agree that it was the Cowboys playoff game.
All right. Well, I was going to ask Gabe and Brian, but now I'm irritated. John gave me a really good answer without giving me an answer. I'll give him that.
I'm irritated.
I am. I'm just going to be honest with you. Just in the sake of transparency, I'm irritated. Hey, I got to tell you about my friends at Prize Picks. Use my code today, GKB. Good kick, Brandon, to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code GKB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. I've got Jordan Love more than 234.5 passing yards. Jordan Love more than 12.5 rush yards. Josh Jacobs to score a touchdown. And Michael Carter less than 14.5 receiving yards. $10 to pay me $65. On Prize Picks, use code GKB at sign-up. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. We take a look at the injury report.
Right to be good.
It's right to be good, just like last week. Yeah. Thanks, Jason. That was nice.
Hey, being good is right, isn't it?
Being good is right. Yeah. And being right is good. We get to the injury report and the final thoughts from Jason Wilde. Thank goodness. Right after this on Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Wow.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Hey, it's your friend John McGivern. In a world full of chaos, I'm grateful for a health plan that has my back. Network Health is so reliable and trustworthy, they always put me and over 126,000 members first. It's just what they do and what they've always done for over 41 years. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
Dave Spano from Annex Wealth Management. It didn't seem like it when the season started, but we've watched the crew become a great team. We're just as proud of the team here at Annex. I'll put the Annex team up against anyone when it comes to what we do. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. If that's what you're looking for, let's talk soon. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button. In the meantime, let's enjoy championship baseball in Milwaukee.
For over 40 years, the Boucher Automotive Group is proud to have served Wisconsin with dedication and heart, one customer at a time. But we knew we could do even more.
In the last 5 years, we've expanded across the state, adding new locations, new brands, and new ways to better serve you.
At Boucher, growth isn't always about being bigger. It's about being better. Better selection, better service, better experiences.
Where you're going matters, and Boucher is driven to get you there. The Boucher Automotive Group. We ride with you every mile.
When winter hits Wisconsin hard, Safe Plow hits back. Founded by two locals who know winter inside and out, Safe Plow delivers no-tolerance snow removal, meaning they're on it before, during, and after every storm for hospitals, retail centers, and all businesses that can't afford downtime. From small driveways to massive parking lots, Safe Plow's dedicated team keeps your property clear, safe, and accessible, prioritizing handicap ramps and disabled parking every time. At Safe Plow, they handle the blizzard, you handle your business. Serving Madison, Milwaukee, and all of southeastern Wisconsin. Book now at safeplow.com.
At Great Midwest Bank, we've been serving Southeast Wisconsin homeowners for 90 years. Wait, 2025 minus 1935, 90 years. Wow. In our 90 years as a community bank, we've learned a lot about the values of the people who live and work here and appreciate the loyal customers that have made Great Midwest Bank who we are today. Find a location at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
October is here, and if you've got old windows, it's time to eliminate annoying drafts once and for all with Window Nation. Right now, during the Brewers postseason, buy 2 windows, get 2 for free, plus pay nothing for 2 years. And be sure to ask how you can score a pair of tickets to a 2026 Brewers home game. Don't miss out on free windows, 0 payments for 2 years, and Brewer tickets from Window Nation, a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Offering soon, so visit windownation.com now to get started.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Balaga here for my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
All right, Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com for more information. All right, so here you go. From the Packers side of things. There's a lot of names to read, so let's read them. Let's start with the good news. Josh Jacobs, active. Nate Hobbs, active. Keyshawn Nixon, active. All 3 of those guys will go today for Green Bay. So that's the good news. The bad news, really not all that bad. No Brandon McManus. That was kind of expected. So Lucas Haversick for the second week in a row will handle kicking responsibilities for the Green Bay Packers. Lucas Van Ness, who was already ruled out. Devontae Wyatt, who was already ruled out. So the defensive line takes 2 big hits there with Van Ness and Wyatt out of this game. And then I believe these are all, or then Anthony Belton also out for the second week in a row. And then the other 3, I believe, Jason, correct me if I'm wrong, these are healthy scratches. Pierre Strong Jr., the running back. Donovan Jennings, the guard. Tight end Ben Sims, I believe, also a healthy scratch, Jason?
Yes, and they promoted Pierre.
I feel bad for Pierre.
They promoted him in the event that Josh Jacobs' workout did not go well. I want to be very clear. I am not a doctor. I do not play one on Green Bay game day. But I told you this morning on Sunday Karma, calf injuries make me really nervous. We saw a few people posting video of him. It looked like a pretty strenuous workout at the stadium. So I'm sure the Packers medical staff is playing, as Mike McCarthy loves to say, the high side of caution. But I'm going to be nervous for him all game long because this cropped up on Friday. I told you that it was added to the injury report. So it's great that he was able to get through that workout unscathed. But I'm going to be not holding my breath, but I will be a little nervous for Josh. He's one of the best guys to deal with in that locker room, and he's really gotten it going the last 2 weeks. My personality is obviously better safe than sorry, and I think they've got a really good, underrated number 2 running back, Emmanuel Wilson, who could carry the load if they needed him to today. But if he's healthy enough to go and the medical staff believes that, then by all means he should go. I am curious to see how they play at corner with one guy who's sick and the other guy who's got some sort of knee issue, which we don't know if that's a recurrence of what happened in the summer or something new that cropped up late in the week.
How have you evaluated, curious from all you guys, how have you evaluated the cornerbacks this year?
I mean, I think Nixon's played well.
Yep.
I think he's played well. I mean, I think you look at, that the catch that Chase made.
Right.
What are you going to do?
That's best receiver in the league stuff.
Pretty good coverage, and somehow Chase came away with it last week. I think Nixon's played well. Hobbs and Valentine have struggled at different times, but also I don't know what some of the coverage was against the Cowboys, where they're just giving away free completions, on 3rd and 5, and they're 9 yards off. I don't know. I don't know how much I can blame Carrington Valentine when he's being told to be there, and then it's a quick out and a free first down. Not to say that they played great, but still, I don't know if they were being put in great situations in that Cowboys game specifically. I don't know. I'd probably give them overall grade as a unit, probably C at this point.
John, disagree, agree?
I am, long as they are playing the Cardinals, I will go full on Denny Green. They are exactly who we thought they are. I don't know any one of them has played maybe below capabilities or above their capabilities. They have played exactly what we thought they were. Hobbs is there. He'd been hurt. We maybe expected a little bit more from him, but Valentine plays very much like the guy he's been since he got there. Nixon's been terrific from what they originally signed him for, right, which was to be your ace kick returner. So I think if you look his overall span of being a Packer, he's far more than what they bargained for when they got him. But in terms of his play at corner, he's been what he's always been, which all those guys are very serviceable, right? But none of them at the same time appear to be Mel Blount.
Yeah, I tend to agree. All right, Jason, last thing as always before we let you go. What are you looking for? What are you expecting? Packers, Cardinals coming up in about an hour and a half.
All the modern day corners and Mr. Showoff has to go Mel Blount. He's the best corner ever. I respect it. I salute you. I would have gone Willie Buchanan personally. Be that as it may. Look, I hate to be redundant, but not everyone who watches or listens to this show takes in Sunday Karma, especially when the primary hosts are not on and it's just you and Kyle Wallace. But look, if you are the team that you believe that you are, you take care of business today. It's as simple as that. You go on the road. Nobody cares that your plane was delayed. Nobody cares that your running back's calf hurts. You go and you beat a team that has lost 4 in a row by a combined 9 points. You figure out somehow to reduce the damage in the fourth quarter. You don't let Jacoby Brissett, who has won games for teams as a fill-in starter multiple times for multiple teams, go off on you. You get home once in a while, even if they're getting the ball out quickly. And you get Jonathan Gannon so pissed off that he's grabbing somebody else by the scruff of the neck like he's Mike Holmgren with Billy Schrader on the sideline in 1996 or whatever that was.
Amazing. Jason, appreciate the time as always. We'll be listening to you on Green Bay Game Night and
I'm
Wildy and
the guy
Tosh.
that's dipping into history. I'm the guy that's dipping into history. Thanks.
Thanks for having me, guys. Take care. Be good.
The great Jason Wildy. Bunch of dorks on this panel, I'll tell you what. Hey, over at the Tundra Trio Tailgates, which we have for home games, our partners and fans always sipping on some incredible cocktails. Thanks to V Private Bar Services, the go-to team behind our bar hospitality. They bring the flavor, the flair, and the experience that takes our game day to the next level. Raise the bar for your next event. Book V Private Bar Services today. The four of us continue, and I'm sure there are no old references to be made in the 2 o'clock hour of Green Bay Game Day, which starts in just a couple of minutes right here on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Alex Strofe. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can actually get you paid. Don't miss a second of the excitement this football season. Prize Picks makes it fun to test your takes. Prize Picks is the best way to turn your knowledge right into cash. Which players are going off, which are overhyped. Make your picks in under 60 seconds and see your lineups in action this weekend. I've been playing every week. It's simple and exciting. I recently made lineups with Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, and Josh Allen, and watching those projections hit is a blast. Just pick more or less on at least 2 stats and hit submit. Prize Picks even gives you options. Flex Play pays even if 1 pick misses, or Power Play for the biggest payout. Stack a player multiple times, follow friends or celebrities, and check every lineup in the feed tab. Fast, secure deposits and withdrawals make it easy, too. Download the Prize Picks app today and use my code GKB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code GKB to get $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Yeah, it is.
When you're injured, you want quick, specialized care, not a long ER wait. The orthopedic care specialists at Ortho ASAP treat fractures, sprains, strains, sports injuries, and more right away. With on-site x-rays and expert care, Ortho ASAP gets you back on track faster. Open 7 days a week with locations in Brookfield and Pewaukee, it's more affordable than the ER. Walk in, get treated, and get back to life. Ortho ASAP. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have, or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
It's the final days of the fall trade-up event at Cunis. With winter on the horizon, trade up now to a new safe and reliable vehicle. We're offering top dollar for trades. We'll do whatever it takes to get you into a great new ride. At your nearby Milwaukee Metro Cunis locations in Oak Creek, Greenfield, and Hope Chevrolet on West Metro Auto Mall. Don't miss the last 2 weeks of huge discounts on the most popular cars, trucks, and SUVs from Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Shop over 600 pre-owned vehicles under $20,000 and over 150 under $10,000. Plus, you can buy 3 tires and get 1 for $1 just in time for winter.
I'm Brian Bohm, General Manager of Cunis of Oak Creek.
And I'm Bill Eater, General Manager of Cunis of Greenfield.
We would like to invite you to take advantage of these great monthly specials.
And remember that your vehicle will be covered by our exclusive No Fear Lifetime Powertrain Warranty, included with new and qualified pre-owned purchases.
Call or stop in today for your VIP appointment.
Don't miss the final days of the fall trade-up event. Start your search online at CunisMKE.com.
Bucks basketball is back and it's time to play. There's nothing like the energy inside Fiserv Forum. The roar of the crowd, the freakish slam dunks, the buzzer-beating threes. Catch the home opener Wednesday, October 22nd against Washington. Then don't miss New York on Tuesday, October 28th, and Golden State on Thursday, October 30th. With new additions to the squad like Miles Turner, this season is set to be electric. Get in on the action with the ticket plan that works for you. Don't miss a moment of the excitement. Get your seats now at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
Big ideas deserve a big story and the right audience. At Saturn Lounge, we bring your marketing to life with branding, websites, digital marketing, and video storytelling that stands out from the crowd. Whether it's a TV spot, a campaign, or content built to connect, Saturn Lounge is where strategy meets creativity. From the first spark of an idea to the final cut, we're here to make your message shine across every platform. Ready to make your marketing a success? Step into the spotlight with Saturn Lounge, your launch pad for bigger, better marketing. To tell the world your story, visit SaturnLounge.com today.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman from KBN. Tune in to Kyle Bruston Nortman every day from 2 to 5. WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's finally game day.
6, good protection, pass wide open, making the catch and getting into Washington territory. Tucker Kraft pulls his way down to the 20-yard line.
And the countdown to kickoff starts now.
What's the fake? Pass caught, touchdown, Green Bay Romeo Dobbs.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Now broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. Alongside Gabe Neitzel, ESPN legend John Anderson, and former Packer Brian Balaga. Here's Alex Strofe.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, the Super Bowl champ, Brian Balaga, with you. It's an interesting one today because it feels like, John, you're going to yell at me. You're going to yell at me. Get right, game.
That's what you say every week. Every week's a chance to get right.
That's true.
Every one of them.
Every single one of them. Every single one of them. No, it's not a get right. Obviously, you're coming off a win against Cincinnati.
Does it not tell you that the propensity that you have to use the term or the number of times you use the term means that they have not gotten right?
That's the point I was getting to, right? Is despite coming off of a victory that it's a 2-possession game over Cincinnati, I haven't seen the complete game yet, and this seems like this was the team they did it against for the first time last year, where it seemed like wire to wire. Okay, they played a complete game of football. I forget the exact final score. I think it was like 34-13. In Week 6 of last year at Lambeau Field, it was the first game last season against Arizona where I felt like, okay, we saw the complete 60 minutes. We haven't seen it yet this year. And despite me believing, and I think all of us believing, Green Bay is a good team. They're a playoff team. They could win the division. In fact, they're in first place of the division thanks to that tie right now. This feels like a really good opportunity for them to go wire to wire, complete game, complimentary football, walk out of there, thumbs up, feeling good. That's why I call it, jokingly, a get-right game. It's not a get-right game, but it is a game where I think, okay, this team feels like you're playing a team that is clearly a couple tiers below you in the NFL. This is a game where you should, I don't want to say dominate, but maybe that is the word. That's how I'm feeling about this one.
But the problem is the Cardinals haven't been dominated all year.
Correct.
Like this isn't a team that, like the Raiders are right now. Raiders are down 31-0 to the Kansas City Chiefs. That hasn't happened to the Cardinals. Every game they've played in has been close. Every single game they've played in has been a one-score game. They won their first 2 games by 1 score, and the last with featuring some teams that I think are pretty well respected at this point. San Francisco, Seattle, Indianapolis. All those have been 1-score games. So this is a team that still fights. It's not a team that's going to lay over if you get up by double digits once again, like you have every game this season.
So I guess
I want to say give the Cardinals more credit than what you are giving them.
Okay, fair enough. But why is it a 6.5-point spread then? That feels like a big spread. Sure. But it was before that.
Well, but
to your point.
Here's the thing. It's a 6.5-point spread. If they win by 8 points, everyone's going to think it's not going to be enough.
It depends how it looks, because I don't know that that's necessarily the case. But to your point, Niners, Seahawks, Colts, 8 points they combined. They lost those 3 games by 8 points combined. And they're giving the Packers 6.5, which means they should win it by a touchdown. I think that's interesting. So maybe I'm not giving the Cardinals, admittedly, pat on the back to me, Gabe. Haven't watched a lot of Cardinals football this year. I haven't. So I don't know what they're made of. I don't know what Jacoby Brissett is made of. Apparently he played well last week against Indianapolis. But I guess
he had 320 yards passing.
When you look at a team like Green Bay, who is expected to be maybe even competing for a championship this year, I want them to go in and dominate somebody. They haven't done that yet. And I don't care if it's Arizona. I don't care if it's Pittsburgh. I don't care if it's Carolina in 3 weeks. I need to see it soon because we need to know they're capable of it. Because in the games they've won, whether it's Detroit, whether it's Washington, whether it's Cincinnati, in a game they should have won, Cleveland, they have not gone in and said, hey, we're clearly the better team here. They just haven't done it yet.
Who do you think is the best team in the NFL right now?
I think it's probably the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay, but they've been dominated a couple of times themselves.
Early on, yeah, they got the 3 losses out of the way, but they've been really good, and obviously they're really good today with the return of Rashee Rice.
I mean, Tampa Bay's 5-1. They've played a bunch of one-score games. So what I'm saying is, like, you don't need to be dominating people right now because nobody is.
Nobody is. But I think that's maybe this is just how my brain works. That's where I view the opportunity. I don't think there is a clear cream of the crop team in the NFL right now through the first, week 7, through the first 6 weeks. I just don't. I don't think anybody has separated themselves. I think the Chiefs are trending in the direction of probably being the best team in the NFL, the way they've looked the last few weeks. I think Tampa Bay's good. I think Detroit's good. But I don't know that there's a clear cream of the crop, which is where I view opportunity for Green Bay because I think they have all the pieces. I do. They just haven't been able to put it together.
I think this. I mean, obviously, you're talking about a spread against the Cardinals, but Cardinals have played pretty good football. I mean, you look at they've lost their games by a total of 9 points this season. I mean,
yeah.
By all means, they're playing good football. I look at this more for Green Bay. I mean, you look at the games that they tied and then they lost. It was on the road. So this is a road game for them to see, like, can they put it together on the road, right? I mean, they're looking at wins at home, right? I mean, Cincy, Washington, Detroit, all at home, their wins. Like, this is something, can they go on the road and get this done, right? Like, I mean, that to me is what I'm really looking for, whether it's by the spread or whatever it is. Like, to me, that's kind of what this team needs to take a step, is go on the road and get it done. Like, that's what this team doesn't have right now. I mean, that's really what they're missing. And so to me, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Whether you say that's a complete offense, defense, special team, whether that's a total game, what they don't have right now is a win on the road. So for me right now, I just kind of want to see them play good football on the road. And I mean, there's going to be most likely a blip in the radar during this game that we're not going to like, if I had to take a guess. But it's how do you respond to that? Because they didn't respond well in Cleveland to it, right? I mean, I think we could all agree to that. I think we could all agree in Dallas. Yeah, I mean, offensively, they fought back really well. It was a back and forth game, right? They scored 40 points. I mean, from that, but defensively, they didn't really respond well to it. So I think for being on the road, I just want to see them play a solid game as a team on the road and get a win. So I think to me, that's really what I'm looking for, like a road win. They need that. They need that confidence as a football team.
You're right. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just win on the road first, and then show me the dominant performance. Right, John?
No, I would agree that any road win is gold. Right? You take any one of those. That's a big deal. Even plane flight or no plane flight. I think Jacoby Brissett has got this great gift that he's way better somehow in this backup fill-in role than when they've given him starter jobs. And I don't know that Brian can give us the insight on having tape on a guy, which seems to always be his deal. When he comes in, you've prepared for the other guy, and he comes in, Brissett, and for a week or 2, 3, he's pretty darn good. And then when people get enough tape on him, they're like, oh, yeah, here's this guy, and they shut him down. And that's why he's a wonderful career backup, but has struggled in a couple of times when he's been given the opportunity. Yeah. I keep looking when you talk about the dominant performance, and I've gone through every team so far that we think, oh, they've looked great, they're going to be it. Buffalo, definitely it, right? And now has looked horrible 2 weeks in a row. Pittsburgh, like, oh, maybe Aaron's got something, right? And then they go muck it up against the Bengals. Denver and the Chiefs and the Chargers, all in that division. You're like, oh, they've shown some flashes, and then they have a game or two that stinks. The Packers, the first 2 weeks, oh, that's the team, and then they weren't. And then the Lions played great, and then they just go get a house. The Rams, so maybe that's it. Maybe the Packers tie and the Browns thing. Maybe that's their 2 week stink off that everybody else has had, and maybe they're fine, and we expect too much from our teams, it's as I always kind of point out. My wife sees me as the best person I can be, and I have no interest in being that person. I'm really good here at 62%. I don't need to be at 100% potential, but I'm more of a 68% guy. And maybe that's it. We see the Packers at 100%, and we need to live with them at 70 and hope 70 is good enough against everybody else's routine when they go through. So I would start there. Can we take, whether it takes 5 hours extra to get back, can we have a W on that plane with them? And then I think that would be terrific. Beyond that, if we can piece together something that looks like the game you mentioned last year at home, it was 34-13 or as dominant as they were, then that would be gravy. But I would like to see a little bit more overall. I would like to see some key places do better. Can we just get a few sacks? Could we get them to turn it over once or twice? That would be fantastic. Can we get some incremental things maybe here on the road? And then if you want to go back next time you're at Lambeau Field and put the wood to somebody, that's great. So I don't need it all in one at one point and one helping and in gluttony. But I would like to see the win and some improvement, and I can take that and spin that a long way if I'm Matt LaFleur in this team.
I agree with you on that. All right, well said. You guys have calmed me down. Just win, baby. Just win.
Thank you.
Yep. It's what we keep you around for. You gotta keep Strofe in check sometimes. Hey, hey, watch it. Whether it's a cold layup breeze, a rainy afternoon, or that perfect fall football chill, you want windows that can handle it all with a 90% satisfaction rate. Window Nation can install your windows in 1 day, depending on the job. Right now, when you buy 2 replacement windows, you'll get 2 free, plus pay nothing for 2 whole years. Hurry, that sale ends at the end of the month, October 31st. Schedule your free estimate now, windownation.com. I've got a Lakeland University trivia question for you. I also want to talk a little bit about the Packers quarterback and the season he's had through 5 games as well. We will do that on the other side. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Game day in Green Bay means friends, food, football, and fun. But first, make sure your ride looks the part. Whether you're rolling up to the tailgate, headed to the watch party, or just cruising around town, a clean car sets the tone for victory. At Tsunami Express Car Wash, you'll get a fast, premium shine every time. Plus free vacuums and detailing tools keep things looking spotless inside and out. With 13 locations and growing across Wisconsin, it's easy to swing through your way to the action. Kick off game day the right way. Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry, a meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Big trucks can be intimidating. If you've been seriously injured in a truck crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Trucking law can be extremely complicated. You don't want to take on the insurance company alone. Gruber Law Offices has the experience, the resources, and of course, the results. We know truck law. We know the rules and regulations. We know what it takes to win. Call Gruber Law Offices. 1 call, that's all.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code QUICK to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code QUICK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Neck and back surgeries can be risky. Your spine deserves the best. Professional athletes trust Neurospine Center of Wisconsin, including baseball, where surgeon Dr. Brandon Rebels helped get Milwaukee's MVP back on the field for a stellar season. We can help you too, with the top nationally rated spine surgeons in the state for quality outcomes. You can trust the professionals at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Get a second opinion in just a few clicks. Now offered virtually throughout Wisconsin. Visit nscwi.com. Neurospine Center of Wisconsin. Your spine health is our passion.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
You're listening to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Super Bowl champion Brian Bulaga hanging out with you. All right, I've got a couple trivia questions for you. Trivia brought to you by Lakeland University, Wisconsin's leader in flexible, personalized education. Whether you're just starting college, finishing your degree, or balancing work and family, Lakeland lets you earn your degree your way. Lakeland University. Experience it your way. December 2nd, 2018. It was the final game Mike McCarthy coached as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. They lost to the then 2-9, who became the 3-9 Arizona Cardinals in Green Bay. Gabe, we'll start with you. Who started at quarterback for Arizona that game?
Wasn't it McCown?
It was not McCown.
Wasn't it McCown? It was
John? 2018 Cardinals. Who started that game?
Ryan Lindley.
It's not Ryan Lindley.
I think he started a playoff game for him.
Brian?
I went as obscure as I could think of.
Yeah.
You know? Was it? It wasn't. Wasn't Glennon? Was it?
It was not Glennon. Wow, 0 for 3. No, it was my lookalike. At least at one point in my life, it was Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen.
Oh. Okay.
Josh Rosen, 11 of 26 that game for 149 yards, and they won. He went 11 of 26, and they won.
Josh Rosen?
They lost to Josh Rosen. So I'm telling you,
got McCarthy fired.
Lucky fired seems like he got off easy.
I'm telling you a stat line: 11 of 26. 11 of 26, and they won.
Uh-huh.
How many pass attempts did Aaron Rodgers have in that loss? They lost 20-17 was the final score. How many pass attempts did Aaron Rodgers have? Gabe, I will start with you.
41.
Okay, John.
24.
Brian Bulaga.
48.
Brian is our winner, and he still undershot it. 50 attempts for Aaron Rodgers in that game. He finished 31 of 50, 233 yards and a touchdown. 50 pass attempts against the Arizona Cardinals in Mike McCarthy's final game. So those are your trivia questions. I was just looking at the box score this morning, and I went, wow, what a weird game that was. Josh Rosen, who, that was such a short-lived tenure in Arizona.
Oh, my God. Wasn't he like the 10th pick?
He was the 10th pick. 10th pick, and he said all 9 teams that passed on him would regret it, and I don't think they do.
Yeah.
And obviously, Blue, like, mean, a game like that, you lose to a team like that, anything can happen in the NFL. But what was your guys' reaction when you found out that Mike got fired? Super Bowl winning coach in Green Bay got fired in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of shock. I mean, I think guys were shocked. I mean, I think we had 4 games left. You know, I mean, you feel responsibility for it, obviously, as a player. You know, you head coach gets fired. We're the ones playing, right? We're not playing good. You feel responsibility for it. I mean, that's plain and simple, right? I mean, and I think that's what a lot of guys felt. I mean, we've been around Mike. I mean, guys have been around Mike longer than I had, obviously. I mean, at that point in time, for me, it was 9 years. So I'd been around Mike for a long time, and a lot of great memories. So I felt, you know, a lot of guilt at that point, and I felt really bad. And obviously, the way it kind of went down, right? He didn't really get to address the team and how it kind of all shook out. It was very quick. So, yeah, I mean, we all found out kind of through the news. I mean, that's how we kind of found. That's how we kind of found. I mean, I found it out through probably Twitter. I mean, that's kind of how I found out. So it was just kind of a wild night. Because I think it happened that evening, if I'm not mistaken.
It did. It happened like right at 6:00.
Yeah. So it happened that evening. So that's how I found out. And, you know, obviously Joe Philbin, he took over for the last 4 games, and you know, everyone wanted to play hard for Joe. Everyone loved Joe Philbin. And I think we go 2-2 in that stretch. We were a bad football team. I mean, I'm just calling it how it is. Like we were not a good football team that year, but we. I mean, what do I remember that last? I think we played Detroit that last game.
You did,
and it was the weirdest thing ever. I've never seen Lambeau more empty. It was just a very odd. Oof. It was a very odd feeling walking out of Lambeau, knowing you weren't going to make the playoffs, losing that game. You know, really no fans in there, not a lot of fans. I mean, there were fans, but just a very odd atmosphere, right? And you could see the disappointment of people. Right. I mean, you're getting booed. Obviously, we should have gotten booed. I mean, we stunk. So I understood people booing us. Not that I was mad about that. I mean, like, I get it. But you just see people's disappointment, right? Like you looking at us like you guys should be better. And we're like, we know. Like, you know what I mean? Like you see it, like, you're like, we know. I got it. Like, I totally get it. But it was just a very odd season, right? It was just very odd, and obviously LaFleur gets hired, and the thing turns around super quick, right? You go to an NFC Championship the next year. It was a very quick turnaround and jumpstart, but you feel responsible, right, when a coach gets fired. I mean, that's just the way it is when you spend that much time with a coach and you have so many wins and division titles and a Super Bowl. You feel responsible for it. So it was just a tough month, so to speak, after, he was fired. Guys, a lot of soul searching for guys too, man. Like looking at in the mirror, how are you performing? Right. Like yeah, you could, I mean, Mike, whether you thought he was calling plays good or not, or gameplay, whatever. Right. But like, how are you performing? Like, what does your tape look like? Because like clearly we're losing. So how are you playing? And that's really what it comes down to, because it was not a winning brand of football. That's for sure.
So I'm struck by when you said we knew we weren't a very good football team. And I go back, we kind of touched on this when the Packers that 2 years ago, and you got Love's first year as a starter, and they played great those last 8 weeks, and they crushed the Cowboys, and they're within a whisker against the 49ers. So they know what their really good looks like. How frustrating is it when you cannot attain that? Because a lot of those guys are still on the roster, so they've known what that is. And if you're in that locker room and you're like, we know we're capable, but why is it we can't get there? What kind of frustration maybe are we dealing with in the locker room that we know it's there, and why can't we grab it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's and listen, there's reasons for everything of why certain things are, why things happen that year, right? Like, why, I think some of it too, right? We go back to that first year of Jordan Love, like not many teams knew about him, right? Like, I mean, they weren't sure what to do against him, how to pressure him, coverages. Like they knew Matt LaFleur's offense, right? But what was going to be Jordan Love's iteration of Matt LaFleur's offense? How is he going to operate it? What things bothered Jordan Love, right? Like what pressures, what looks, what coverages. Like, I mean, it takes a while for a coordinator and coordinators around the league to figure out a new quarterback. And he's obviously talented. So when you have a talented quarterback with a very smart head coach and coordinator, which Matt LaFleur is, and play caller, it takes coordinators a little bit to figure out how he's being used and and the offense. So like we saw a very smart approach, especially when I think that Pittsburgh game we all remember, kind of like he was kind of like unleashed, right? And he played phenomenally. Like we all thought that Pittsburgh game's like, all right, this is it. Like here we go. But I think you look at it now and you saw how well they were playing and the offense is kind of like it's evolved, and it's evolved when you bring in a guy like Jacobs, right? And you want to go more run based and power run based. I mean, at the time you have Aaron Jones there, and you have Aaron Jones, and that, I mean, we're talking a finesse run game, right? That's more of a finesse run game. You look at the offensive line they had; that was more of a finesse type offensive line, right? It wasn't really a bigger, bulky offensive line like they have right now. That's what they're building there in Green Bay right now. Like you look at the front they have now and the front that they had at the time when Jordan was I want to say a rookie, but a first-year starter. It's a different group, right? Like they've built a different team since he was a first-year starter around him, right? Some of the pieces are the same, especially out wide and things like that, but the components like the running back, the offensive line, key parts of this thing are different. And when you change key parts of that, different things have to change within the scheme, like a play action game, the run game, and the things that come off of that are going to be different. And for better or for worse, right? You're going with that. You're going to roll with that, right? And like what Jacobs does so well, and like I love Josh Jacobs. I think Josh Jacobs is like. I mean, I can't get over it, how good of a back he is, right? I think he is so good, but he doesn't do what Aaron Jones does, right? Like they are two completely different running backs, right? And what you get out of Aaron Jones and what he brings to an offense is completely different to what Josh Jacobs brings you, right? So like you can't do the same thing with each back, and what you're able to do from a play action and full flow and things like that, they haven't been able to do that with Jacobs quite yet, right? It just hasn't. You haven't seen it, and they may get to it at some point. They may, but like at this point in time, we've been talking about this since last year, right? Like, where's the full flow play action game? We just haven't seen it like come alive like we did in Jordan's first year. Well, guess what? There's like one common denominator there. Like there really is. Like, I mean, I hate to like sound like that guy, but it's the running back. And like as good as Jacobs is, and again, I'm not saying this has anything to do with like a negative on Jacobs, because like he is like, to me, like an ultimate running back. He does everything so good, but like his style is different. And when you have a back that style is different, you adapt to the back. And they have, and he does things so well, but also that changes things within the offense. And we've seen that change. So like that's, I mean, I'm trying to make it like, I'm trying to get there, but I mean, there's other things, but like that to me is what I see that has changed from that year one of Jordan to like now. Like things have changed with some of the key components that he worked with from his first year till now.
Good stuff there from Brian Bulaga here on Green Bay Game Day as we get you ready for Packers Cardinals. About 48 minutes away from kickoff. Down in Glendale, Arizona. We've got to take a look at our one calls, our best bets, and, of course, give our final thoughts on this one. That's all still ahead right here on Green Bay Game Day. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Brian Bulaga with you. We are back right after this.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Is back pain slowing you down? The OAW Spine Center offers specialized care with advanced treatments for herniated discs, spinal fusion, and more. Their board-certified orthopedic care specialists use the least invasive methods, starting with non-surgical options. If surgery is needed, they provide minimally invasive procedures. The OAW Spine Specialists focus on getting you back to an active lifestyle faster. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com.
At Boucher, we don't just sell cars, we build careers.
For over 45 years, Boucher has been Wisconsin's trusted name in automotive excellence, and today we're growing faster than ever.
Whether you're an experienced professional or just starting out, Boucher is hiring across all departments: sales, service, finance, and more.
Enjoy industry-leading pay, unbeatable benefits, paid training, and a workplace that truly values you. Join the Boucher family, where we ride with you every mile, and your future rides with us. Apply today at Boucher.com.
Bucks basketball is back and it's time to play. There's nothing like the energy inside Fiserv Forum. The roar of the crowd, the freakish slam dunks, the buzzer-beating threes. Catch the home opener Wednesday, October 22nd against Washington. Then don't miss New York on Tuesday, October 28th, and Golden State on Thursday, October 30th. With new additions to the squad like Miles Turner, this season is set to be electric. Get in on the action with the ticket plan that works for you. Don't miss a moment of the excitement. Get your seats now at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
From the baseball playoffs to regular season football, Prize Picks is the best way to win cash watching our favorite teams. Which players are going off? Which ones are overhyped? Well, make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on Prize Picks. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. Prize Picks now offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Prize Picks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks won't count it as a loss. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Download the Prize Picks app today and use that code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Milwaukee, it's officially time for October baseball. The energy is electric, the city is buzzing, and there's no better way to celebrate than with Carbless. Carbless is the ready-to-drink cocktail that keeps fans cheering. No sugar, full of flavor, and always refreshingly delicious. Whether you're tailgating outside the stadium, celebrating downtown, or gathering with friends at home, Carbless is your go-to for every big hit, every clutch play, and every Brewers moment. So crack open a Carbless, raise it high, and toast to October baseball in Milwaukee, because nothing goes better with the big stage in baseball than finding your bliss. Visit drinkcarbless.com and see where Carbless is located nearest to you.
Hi everyone, this is Stephen Bauer, CEO of the Guest House of Milwaukee. For decades, Guest House of Milwaukee has been here for our neighbors, providing shelter, housing, and the support needed to break the cycle of homelessness. We're not just offering a bed for the night, we're helping people rebuild their lives through case management, housing navigation, mental health, and addiction counseling. You can help us make a difference. Learn more at guesthouseofmilwaukee.org. And together, we can ensure everyone has a place to call home.
This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, and the Doctor of Football, Brian Bulaga, the Super Bowl champ, with us as well here on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ. Counting down to kickoff. It's Packers Cardinals here in NFL Week 7. The Packers 3-1-1. The Cardinals 2-4. But as we talked about a bit earlier, it just doesn't really feel like it feels like parity is the best it's been in a while in the NFL. Anybody can beat anybody.
Yeah, at least right now. I mean, I think that's going to start to change as we, again, looking at what Kansas City looks like now that they have all their pieces healthy and back from suspension. Rashee Rice, a couple of touchdowns for them today. He's been such a big part of who they've been when they've been at their best the last couple of years. So again, as teams continue to get healthy and as teams continue to take preseason lightly and kind of ease their way into the season, it's going to take us a little bit more time to kind of identify who those really good teams are.
Every single game in the noon slate is at least a 2-possession game. Panthers over the Jets, 13-3 with 7 minutes remaining in that one. Justin Fields was benched for the 0-6, looking to become 0-7 Jets. The Eagles are up on the Vikings, 28-19. The Vikings will drop to 3-3 if they lose this one, but they do have the ball and are driving with less than 5 minutes to go in that one.
Jalen Hurts has a perfect passer rating in the game.
Oh, wow. This one about to go final. Less than 30 seconds to go. Chiefs up on the Raiders, 31-0. They will advance to 4-3 on the year. Patriots leading the Titans at the 2-minute warning, 31-13. Absolutely cruise control in Nashville. We were talking in the commercial break, Gabe. I think this might be Mike McDaniel's last game in Miami. The Browns are beating the Dolphins with 6 minutes to play, 31-6. Tua Tagovailoa has been benched in that game as well. And the Bears having a really nice game, 26-14. They lead the Saints with about 6.5 to go. So looking
Kenny
like
Pickett's in the game. Kenny Pickett has made an appearance for the Raiders for Vegas.
Oh wow! So everybody's getting benched today.
How desperate they've gotten. They've gone to the Kenny Pickett route.
Gardner Minshew played the entire fourth quarter for Kansas City because they were up 31-0, so they just put in Gardner.
So it is the backup quarterback noon
didn't
slate
throw
today.
A pass, by the way. Didn't throw a pass.
Just ran the ball. Yeah, and it has gone final in Kansas City. Chiefs 4-3 now with a 31-0 victory.
I just want to say, I mean, again, I know we're going to talk about this plenty next week. I just find it hilarious, the Aaron Glenn comment. I want a winner. I want a winner at quarterback. I still find it hilarious. You know,
it's unbelievable they told Aaron Rodgers to effectively kick rocks.
Well, again, that's fine if that's what you want to do. Hard reset everything. But like the way that, to your point, Blue, the way he decided to take shots at Aaron when Glenn wasn't even there last year.
No,
Aaron Glenn wasn't there and decided to take shots at Aaron Rodgers to come in, thinking that was going to curry favor. I don't know with who, but
0-7.
Fortunately, Aaron's not the kind of guy to remember that and dwell on it.
Exactly.
Really a big forgive and forget type of guy, you know?
Never give that a passing thought again. We've moved on. We're like Bill Belichick. We've moved on to Cincinnati.
I'm so excited to hear what Aaron Rodgers has to say this week. I'm just going to throw that out there real quick. I imagine we will spend no time playing audio. Yeah,
that'll be nothing but bouquets.
I imagine we won't be playing any Aaron Rodgers audio next week, leading up to that game between the Steelers and the Packers next Sunday night. I'm very excited for that game and excited to see what Rodgers does against the Green Bay Packers. But speaking of the current quarterback, Jordan Love, I thought Brian was awesome on talking about his development and how the offense has evolved in his 3 years. I'm curious what you guys make of him this season. He's averaging over 250 yards a game. He's all in all, I think he's been, I would even go as far as really good, minus a few mistakes. You saw another one last week in that first drive against Cincinnati, throws a pick in the red zone. But at least it wasn't as poorly timed as some of his other turnovers this season, say a fumble or an interception in crucial moments. But all in all, I would go as far as to say I think Jordan Love's been really good this year outside of those few missteps.
Yeah,
Gabe, curious how you evaluate him through 5 games.
Yeah, he's got it. But again, throwing an interception in the red zone kind of goes to the there was a really good article by Bill Huber this week over at Sports Illustrated talking about how the Packers kind of feel like they lack that killer instinct right now. Not to say that they can't develop it, but that's the way it kind of feels because they absolutely dominated that game statistically. Like 264 yards to 45 at the end of the first half, 14-4 first downs, and the score on the scoreboard was 10-0. The stat sheet should have said, hey, this game should be over. Instead, it was 10-0, and the Bengals come out, have a 10-plus minute drive, score a touchdown, and suddenly you're in a dogfight 10-7 when you should have been able to put that game away. And part of that is Jordan making that crucial mistake. You should have walked. You can't make those mistakes in the red zone. And Tausch tried to explain it away as like an athletically arrogant interception, and he was fine with it. when you're in the red zone and that's when you turn the ball over, that's always going to be tough. The interception, obviously, against the Browns was tough because it felt like that was the only way the Browns were going to be able to win that game. He's just got to cut down. It seems like when he ever makes those mistakes, they're just always at the wrong time. Just throw that ball away, get on the scoreboard, and start to go about your day that way instead of going, whoa, we just had a 60-yard drive and we're coming away with no points. I just want to see him eliminate those. Again, they seem like uncharacteristic mistakes at this point because he was so good for the rest of the game, but he has to cut down on those mistakes. Not that interceptions aren't going to happen because they are, but that's not the time to take a risk with the football at that moment in the ball game.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. John, how have you evaluated the third-year starting quarterback this year?
Like, timing is everything in life. And whenever they talk about complementary football, we've got to have, like, the offense and defense and special teams all got to play well, blah, blah. Some of it, I think, is just in select times, right? It would be wonderful that when Jordan Love makes a turnover, granted they got it at the 5 in Cleveland, that the defense makes that stand up at the right time. Or when the defense is forced a couple of 3-and-outs, go ahead and score that one touchdown that will kind of put them away. Everybody knows we're in that spot. And you're like, boy, if we get this score here, that will be deflating, and now they will pack it in for all reasonable intents and purposes, understanding their pros and some of that, right? And they never quite seem to get that. Mm-hmm. It goes back to my all like, can you get them off the field at the right time? I just wish every once in a while their timing would be better on when you see this key spot in the game. This is where we need a spot and the stop and they don't quite get it. Or this is where the offense right here, they could go out and they can stamp the game is over with and they don't quite get it done there. So right now I feel there's some timing thing. I think Jordan Love's played great. I do think he's good for one turnover in a bad spot a game. And that's too bad. If you want to throw it up 38 zip because you think, what the hell, let's run a go route and see if we can get somebody on Sports Center. That's okay. But it does seem to be in just, you're like, boy, that is just not the time to have that happen.
Yeah.
And at some point, what I get tired of is we're going to review that because we've got some things to work on and that's correctable. And, and yet it still shows up. Right. So when does it go away? Because we keep hearing how correctable it is and we have things to work on and we're going to clean those things up. That's another good coach term. We got to clean up a few things. And yet it still shows up every week. So I'm wondering when the cleanup is over or when we get it tightened up so it doesn't happen again. Other than that, right, can you be that great quarterback and get away with one bad throw a game or one turnover? I don't know that you can be elite if you keep having that. And that's the only drawback because there are times, and we touched on this with the Cowboy thing, if the defense shows up, we're talking about Jordan Love just every time going down and just wrecking the Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Every offensive possession, he just went down like, okay, I guess I got to get 7 more. Here they are. Oh, I got to get 3. Okay, here they are. And they messed up some things. And I don't know at what point we say, okay, you are the full-time starter. You've had it for 2.5 years. These are no longer excusable things. So I'm glad I have him. I don't have Spencer Rattler under center, so that's pretty good. And some of those other guys, it is amazing how many quarterbacks and teams have quarterback issues when they thought they had a guy, right? And you're just like, guess you don't. But your best laid plans, right? You talk about the Jets. Oh yeah, we this is it. Or in Los Angeles or Las Vegas, right? They're like, okay, I think we can get away. We can get Geno one more time. And you're just like, you go back and look at it and go, you know what? Maybe that really wasn't a super plan when it comes through. So I like our quarterback situation way better than most others. I just would like him to see him just erase that one really dumb play a game,
Yeah, I hear you on that. And it's good to have, it seems, last week they had their preferred 5 in front of them. Now, hopefully, they can build some consistent continuity amongst that offensive line, which was a bugaboo early in the season. And Blue, obviously, you know how important that continuity on the offensive line can be for a quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to have the same 5, and obviously, if they, the injury bug stays away, that'll be positive. And it's tough for a quarterback to have a rotating group of guys. I mean, especially at the tackle position, for me, would probably be for him the most tough, because there is some consistency for him from a feel wise of the way tackles, run guys up the field from a defensive end standpoint, or how they get pushed into the pocket, and from the depth. And I mean, quarterbacks get a feel for that. They do. They get a feel for where their tackles are in space, and how much room they give them if they want to step up into the pocket, how they allow DNs to spin back inside. I mean, there is a feel for that. So it is good if he's able to have consistency with the same five, right? Having Zach Tom saying he's in so much pain that he doesn't remember a game not great. Not great, but let's see how that goes, right? Well, let's see how long he can hold up with that. But listen, yeah, I mean, the big mistake of game, obviously, I hope he kind of eliminates that and that goes away. But for the most part, I think he's played good football, right? I mean, he's thrown the ball really well. I think accurately for the most part, right? Like, you see a lot of the shots downfield that he's taken. I mean, it's really an accurate ball downfield. I mean, you look at the way he's thrown it. I mean, what we talked about earlier, how he's spread the ball around, right? Whether we like it or not, it's been really good, right? Like, it's been really good. Yep. He's found the open man pretty much all the time. And that's a credit to him, right? Keeping his eyes downfield and finding the open receiver, being patient. So I think he's played really well. And to me, the mistakes are going to happen. I think that's inevitable. And I think for us, we're so used to damn near perfection with Aaron, right? And I hate to keep going back, but that's what everyone is so used to, 2 picks a year, 3 picks a year. That's what everyone is used to, or these stretches where there's 25 touchdowns and a pick. That's a ratio. That's not real life. I hate to say it, but that's not real life. That's Aaron Rodgers life. That's life with Aaron. But that's why he holds those records. That's why he has that. But that's not everyone else. And that's why I don't really compare Jordan to that. Right? I don't look at him in that fashion. The one in Cleveland, I kind of want to look all right, dude, you can't do that. That's that one, that one can't happen. You know what I mean? You can't do that one. But some of the other ones, play aggressive and do it, things happen. But for the most part, I from where he was early last year, where he was throwing some, I think kind of errant interceptions, he's cleaned that up majorly, in my opinion, right? I think last year we would say he was pretty errant with the football early on in the season, some bad picks. I think that's gone away. I think he's been very accurate with it, very smart with where he's putting the football. So I think that he's taken a big step in that, at least in my opinion, from watching last year till right now.
Interesting. All right, we will look at our Gruber offices one call. We'll look at our Island Resort and Casino best bets coming up next with the four of us. Green Bay Game Day, presented by the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, continues right after this.
Stay right here. Green Bay Game Day will be right back on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question or a safe space to cry or a small win, can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take that step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can help you start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/timeout. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
Hi, it's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch, inviting you to join me July 5th on a journey through the lovely landscapes of England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. We'll take in the charm of the countryside and the history of the great cities. Imagine standing before Big Ben in London, then later gazing out from Edinburgh Castle. So rich in history, it feels like you're stepping back in time. Along the way, we'll explore the storybook villages of Chester and Shakespeare's Stratford-upon-Avon, places where every street seems to whisper a piece of history. And how about a scenic train ride through the rolling green hills that lead us right into the medieval city of York? It's all part of this incredible journey. From iconic landmarks to cozy villages, from bustling city streets to peaceful countryside views, you'll experience the very best of Britain's history, culture, and beauty, and create memories that last a lifetime. To learn more about this amazing adventure, text TRAVEL to 800-990-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. I reclaim my outdoor space by having Comfort Awnings install a motorized retractable awning so I can enjoy the sun and get relief when I need it. Sensors are also available that detect strong winds and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive a free motor for your automated awning with your order. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
At Heart of Canal Street, for over 30 years, our hearts have been set on making a difference for children in our community. Now through December 10th, we invite you to share your heart by playing the Canal Street Bingo game at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Every time you play this special bingo game, you're helping to raise funds for children's charities in southeastern Wisconsin. Learn more at potawatomi.com/heart.
The NBA season is officially here, and we're going hard from start to finish. Every player is showing out. All 30 teams are locking in. To win it all in this league, fans and players need to give everything. All season long. The American Express NBA tip-off begins Tuesday on ESPN, NBC, Peacock, and Prime.
Welcome back to Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin and 620 WTMJ.
But you know what it is. I'm a cheesehead, y'all cheese whiz. Pittsburgh Steelers, that's nothing.
A Green Bay Game Day presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Stroff, Gabe Neitzel with you from the Gruber Law Offices One Call That's All studio. The Professor John Anderson is with us. And the Doctor of Football, the Super Bowl champ, Brian Balaga here as well. Hey, I got two best bets today. I'm excited to get your opinions on them. And that is presented by the Island Resort and Casino, a premier resort destination, the largest north of Milwaukee. With everything you like to do in one awesome location, visit islandresortandcasino.com to book your total experience today. All right, one is, I feel like I've been going back to this well every week, so we'll start there. Jordan Love in 5 games this season has 88 rushing yards. That has already beat his entire season total from last year. He is only at 8.5 rushing yards, it tells me, today. So
touchdown. I thought you had him at 12.5 earlier today.
On Prize Picks, he's at 12.5, but at Sportsbooks, he's 8.5. So that feels like a gimme. And I feel like I say that's one of my best bets every week is Jordan Love's rushing total because I think, he's got his legs back. He didn't have them last year.
I feel like this is a get-back week for him. And his rushing
get right week for him, yeah.
I'm sorry, it's a get-right week for him and his rushing totals.
Well, if the rushing total is that for 17 games and you take the over, you're going to win more than you lose.
Yeah. It's actually impressive how consistently rude John Anderson is to me.
Oh, I thought here I'm just trying to again, marry up all things of the show, keep them together, bring a cohesion to this throughout the 3 hours.
You're our glue guy, John. You're our glue guy.
If you see it in a different light, I apologize.
I'm just kidding. No, don't ever apologize for being funny and making fun of me. Everybody that works here does that. Right, Gabe?
He's an easy target.
I am, indeed. I am.
Right, at some point, it does feel like you should let some of those 3-0 fastballs go.
It's true.
Yeah, every once in a while you take, but, sometimes, John, they look too good. You got to take a swing.
You guys are
Chucky Hack's on 3-0.
You guys are all jerks. My other best bet today, I think Emmanuel Wilson crosses the plane. Anytime touchdown is plus 310. $10 would win you 31. 100 would win you 310.
I would not be as high on that one, going back to what Brian was talking about earlier in the show. If they end up limiting the touches for Josh Jacobs, I think that they're going to limit the touches between the 20s. And again, once you get in the red zone, those windows become tighter to throw into. You need somebody who can grind out yards. And that's what Josh Jacobs is. There's a reason why he has scored a touchdown, 13 out of 14 games at this point now,
like
whatever it is. I mean, he's been able to find the end zone a lot because they want to give him the ball when they get down close to that end zone.
Listen to how ridiculous of a bet this would be.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Jacobs is minus 275 to score a touchdown.
Anytime touchdown, yeah. Uh-huh.
You'd have to bet $275 to make 100.
Yeah. Because, again,
Josh Jacobs'
that's
touchdown.
in the red zone, that when you haven't established your favorite targets and everybody's got to spread it around, guess what you do in the red zone? You give it to number 8, and he finds a way to find paydirt.
Indeed. All right, it's time now for our one calls where we each make a prediction of something we believe will happen in this game. That is, of course, brought to you by the only call you should make. That's Gruber Law Offices, which has a reputation for winning. Their experienced and powerful team works tirelessly to help people and families seriously injured in accidents by providing the best care and service. There is never a fee until your case is won. Gruber Law Offices has been serving the people in the state of Wisconsin for over 35 years. Gruber Law Offices, one call. That's all. And we start in the Gruber Law Offices studios with Gabe Neitzel.
This has been something that the Packers haven't been able to do, but they're going to do it today. They're forcing a turnover today. I don't care if it's a fumble recovery. I don't care if it's an interception. They're going to find a way to get that takeaway that they have been looking for, and that's going to happen against the backup quarterback of Jacoby Brissett. They're going to get the turnover.
The only team with less turnovers than the Packers, turnovers forced than the Packers, is what will be the 0-7 New York Jets. They only have 1 on the season. The Packers have 2. They rank 31st in the NFL the first 6 weeks in turnovers forced. So Gabe Neitzel, that's actually a pretty bold claim. I like it. I hope we see it through. John Anderson, your one call.
Jacobs is going to score a touchdown.
Way to go out on a limb.
Catching it.
Oh, receiving touchdown.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
I didn't just take the cop out. That's going to, you watch. That's going to be, he's going to, I don't know exactly how, but that's the one they're not going to be looking for.
Now, that is bold because I believe Josh Jacobs only has 1 receiving touchdown in his career. Which is a bonker
He is
stat.
about to match his lifetime total.
He's going to double it today. Go from 1 to 2.
Yeah, he had 1 last year, and that is it in his career. His unbelievable pro career, 1 receiving touchdown. I like that from John Anderson. We went not so bold, the very bold, very fast. I enjoyed that. Brian Bulaga, your one call.
My one call, I think Mike is going to have a day. I got 2 sacks for Micah Parsons today. I think he's going to have a day. I got 2 sacks for Micah Parsons today. He's sick of what John's saying, just being the pressure guy. He said, pressures are good. I know John doesn't like pressures. Pressures aren't good enough. So we're going to get 2 sacks today. We're going to get 2 sacks today.
I'm just tired of the pressures. I'm just tired. That's what we have to show for right now, which really isn't anything to show for it.
Well, because pressures can be anything. Pressures can result in a really good play for your team. They can result for a really good play still for the other team. But you know what? It's always going to be a really good play for you if you get the sacks that you're talking about. Mm-hmm. That's always a really good play for you.
That's true. It's very true.
I get it.
My one call today is the Cardinals will be called for holding Micah Parsons twice today. He's been getting held nonstop and nothing's been called. I think that changes today because of Alex Moore being the lead referee today.
All right, little referee action.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
so speaking of
Is this one you've talked to at length, Brian? Have you spoken with him at length at all? Do you have
have a good rapport with him?
I'm not sure if I know this referee. What's his name?
His name is Alex Moore. This is his first season being promoted to referee.
Yep. I don't have a good rapport with him.
He's not Gene Steratore, that's for sure. Go ahead, Gabe.
Not Gene.
Speaking of officials, one of the big storylines throughout the course of the week was what happened in Detroit last week. They run a play where Jared Goff scores a touchdown, no flag comes down, and then all of a sudden, 90 seconds later, flag comes flying out. And it was revealed this week, Dan Campbell on a radio show saying that an official told him that that flag came from New York. It wasn't necessarily anything anybody saw on the field. It was a flag that came from the league offices in New York. And we know the Sky Judge has been a thing where they'll move the spotting of the ball. They'll do it to expedite replays, but they've kind of done it cloak and daggery. And nobody really knows when the Sky Judge is going to be used, when it's not going to be used. And this week, it ended up being used in a pretty big situation. So I'm curious, starting with Brian, your guys' thoughts on a flag that was called, albeit a correct flag, because it was illegal. It was an illegal shift by Jared Goff. But what are your thoughts on New York using their power to call a flag and bringing back a touchdown?
I don't like it. If it's not called on the field by the ref, and you then you wait 90 seconds and call it in, like that doesn't make any sense. I don't like it. That's not what the Sky Judge is intended for. That's not what it was used for. That's never. I mean, unless the rule has been changed, which to my knowledge it has not been changed, that New York gets to call in and throw flags. At least maybe that is the rule now, right? Because if that's the case.
This is the league that debates everything at the owners' meetings, Blue. Like, they talk about everything how are we going to define a catch this year? And if they were able to do something in secret that nobody else knows about, that would be shocking, seeing how they publicly debate all these things.
I agree, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if now we're able to just retroactively just call in and throw flags, well, I mean, so when's that coming up next?
Yeah,
and who's that coming up next for? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's unacceptable in my opinion. That's unacceptable. That should never happen. There should be some clarity on that and some real, like, they should be out front about that, because that's not good. And people are already super sketchy with the Chiefs and how things happen with them. And for that to go down in that game and the time it took for that call to come in, and then Campbell comes out and says that, like, it's a bad look. It shouldn't happen. If the laundry's not on the field to begin with, there's no calling in from New York saying, hey, you should throw a flag on this. Like, no. Not good. It's not good.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I already think we're dealing with some refs that are gun shy already. I think they're always like they're not sure quite what to do, knowing that someone in the replay looking at it, or New York, will clean it up anyway. And so I think there's been an indecisiveness sometimes with referees that didn't used to be there. I don't like that sometimes, even when we look at it, we got to go back and forth and back and forth. And I like to always use the kind of like the Des Bryant thing, like in my neighborhood, that would have been a catch. That's all I need to know, right? I kind of go by a lot of the backyard rules that were there in the old Beamert Caters Rosalie Drive backyards when it comes through there. But to larger point with Blue is like, okay, but because that's a big game, everybody's watching that game. Like, what if you get the Titans who are playing Jets, and there's not all those cameras? Are they doing that now? Like, are you selectively? It's kind of like the guys that get called because they got to play with Tiger Woods because they're always on television, but the rest of those guys that are playing in the shadows that started at 7:30 on 17 and their ball may have oscillated, back in the but those guys never get called because they're not on TV, right? So now you're selectively looking at teams that or plays or players that not all the rest of the league is subject to. And I think that's probably unfair in that regard.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, final thoughts ahead of Packers Cardinals coming up in about 10 minutes. That is next as we wrap up Green Bay Game Day.
We're back with Green Bay Game Day after this on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
For your fellow fanatics and your number one fans. For your game day compatriots and your everyday companions. For your personal cheerleaders and your personal heroes. For the reasons you smile, get covered with dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of Wisconsin and Delta Vision. Learn more at deltadentalwi.com today.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall, and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com. That's 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com.
Experience, knowledge, results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Now's the time to plan your total experience getaway to the Island Resort and Casino. With over 450 hotel rooms and a luxurious spa, relax in style before diving into non-stop casino action. Watch your favorite teams on the big screens and enjoy great food and drinks at T. McSee Sports Bar, or savor top-tier dining at Horizon Steakhouse. Then amp up your night with live music and comedy. Head to where the big game, big wins, and big fun come together. The Island Resort and Casino.
Penalty flags? Not here. Carbless is the clean play that every football fan can agree on. With zero sugar, zero carbs, and just 100 calories, you get all the flavor without the penalty. Whether you're tailgating outside the stadium, hosting a crew at home, or watching solo in your lucky jersey, Carbless brings premium cocktails right into the huddle. Made to be refreshingly delicious and game day ready, Carbless keeps fans cheering from kickoff to the final whistle. So this season, skip the sugar, skip the carbs, and make the winning call. Find your bliss with Carbless.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin on ESPN Wisconsin at 620 WTMJ.
All right, a few minutes to go. It's Green Bay Game Day, presented by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Alex Strofe, Gabe Neitzel, John Anderson, Brian Balaga with you for just a few more minutes. As the Packers look to get to 4-1-1. That way they would stay in front of the Bears for first place in the NFC North. Bears are now 4-2.
Since you never thought you'd say before.
Yeah, it's the first time. This is the third year I've hosted this program. It's the first time I could even say that, I believe. 4-2 after their 26-14 win over the Saints. The Vikings have officially fallen now, I do believe, to the Eagles. Yes, that game did go final. 28-22. They lose that game by 6. Lions play tomorrow night against the 5-1 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They host that game. It's a 6 o'clock kickoff on ESPN tomorrow night for the Lions, who look to advance to 5-2, meaning the Bears would then go to, hopefully, third place in the NFC North. Let's start with Brian Bulaga. Final thoughts and prediction ahead of this one between the Packers and the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, I think Green Bay's in a good spot here. I mean, I feel good about, this team going against Arizona. I mean, I think Arizona, they have a good football team. I think Brissett can play well. He showed that he can play well against Indy, who's been, right now, is the 1 seed in the AFC. If they were to end play today, right? I mean, I know they're playing right now against the Chargers, and I think they're already up 6-0.
You are correct.
But Indy is, by all means, a really good football team this year. So, Brissett played well against them. So Green Bay has to come ready to play. There's no doubt about that. But I think Green Bay gets it done. I see this, I want to say that this is the game that they look
Get
good
right.
from start to finish.
Yeah,
I don't know. Get right game. That they look good from start to finish. Like, this is a start to finish type game for them. I'm going to go 28-14.
Okay.
I think they take care of business from start to finish, and we're not, chewing on our fingernails in the fourth.
They eclipsed 27 points, which is what they've scored in every game they've won this season. 27 points on the dot. 28-14, says Brian Bulaga. John Anderson.
Yeah, I can't figure it out. First, I thought 33-31 because they're going to score a bunch, but they'll miss a kick. And Cardinals have two, everything's close. And then, no, they scored 27 points and wins. Okay, so we got to have 27 for them. So I'm settling on that. And then you look like they really, outside of the Cowboy game, they haven't given up more than 18. So, all right. So now I'm stuck on 27-17, which seems reasonable, but I just think it's going to be a one-possession game. So I'm gonna give the Cardinals 7 more and make it 27-24. It feels 27-17, but I just think the Packers have shown that they like to play the one score game, and the Cardinals keep getting it there. So 27-24, and I don't feel good about either of those two numbers, which is terrible.
Okay. Well,
the conviction meter is low on that.
Ending on a high note. Gabe Neitzel.
Again, I think it is going to be a one-score game. This Cardinals team is probably better than they get credit for. Again, Jacoby Brissett last week, 320 yards passing against a Colts team that has been pretty good. Every game they've played has been a one-score game. They do fight. They do have a little bit of that. Maybe they have another win if their running back doesn't drop the ball.
That's correct.
Going across the goal line that led to their head coach being fined by the team for the way he reacted on the sidelines about that. So I think the Cardinals are going to hang around. I don't think this is a game where the Packers are just going to get up early and the Cardinals are going to go away. Ultimately, the Packers do win. I think they do that 24-17.
Okay, we're all pretty much on the same page. I've got them winning 27-21. I think they score 27 and a win again. I think it's too close. I think we feel a little bit irritated walking out of there because they probably have a big lead and then allow them to, reopen the door in the fourth quarter. But a win's a win. You never apologize for winning in the National Football League, and that would be the first win on the road, 0-1-1 on the road this season. Though it looks like it's going to be more of a home game, as I've seen some footage on social media with just a ton of Packers fans in Arizona. All right, that will do it for us. We will do it again next week ahead of Sunday Night Football, though I don't think Gabe is with us next week, correct? So it'll be the three of us ahead of the Aaron Rodgers Bowl next Sunday night, 4 o'clock start for us next Sunday. Remember, after the game, Green Bay game night, Homer, Tausch, Gary Ellerson have you covered. Jason Wilde as well will join after this one between the Packers and the Cardinals. And if you're still listening to the radio, you'll hear Gabe Neitzel on every ESPN radio station in the country in about 38 minutes. So Gabe's not done working yet. John, Brian, appreciate the time. As always, thanks to Will Summers for running the show for us, as always. And we'll be back with you next week ahead of Packers Steelers. Go, Pack, go. Enjoy the game.
Thanks, men.
Hey, it's John McGivern here.